here. It doesn't matter though. He can still stay in this position, potentially get a kill,
Huh?
and he's
Okay.
going to over-aggress. And Mike W is going to shut him down. But again, it's a position where he's going to be isolated. Aerial Arise or Makers
That's really
they don't
annoying.
lose a whole lot of map control. They don't lose a whole lot of utility. Sure, that does give a lot of time to Aerial Arise. And now
7,000 channel points is a down payment on a VIP.
Prepared to lose him nonetheless.
This has got to be the
I hope you know mortgage rates are insane right now.
first 2 rounds of a game.
You're looking at like 12% interest on
Round
that
one starts with a
loan.
rush TK. Round 2 starts with Packer just sitting in the basement and not even trying to fight Mike W. He had no clue where he was, mind you. We're halfway through this round. This round has gone by so quickly.
Well, my just aggressive, bro.
What?
We're playing very aggro for no reason on Oregon top floor. Let's cool our jets. Let's just, you know, exist on the bottom floor. We don't gotta push everything. They're droning things nicely.
Lost 2 picks because of it.
Maker's got to show a little more respect.
The exact same thing that Aerial Arise in the first round is just simply getting too aggressive, trying to overswing and hope that Aerial Arise were not in a position to trade it back. But on the contrary, Aerial Arise was completely ready to shut this down or shut this round down, and they do it in a flawless fashion at that, finally answering back. And this is a huge round. This is still
who's on Aerial?
Very defender-sided site.
It's Poison's team. The full roster is, let me read it. Poison, Snake, who you may know from being on TSM a few years ago. Inrio, who you may know as former teammate of Guy on a Bear. Brios, and Mike Will Team K, shortened to Mike W here.
Well, continuing.
Been away for 3 years. Oh, you probably don't know any. Well, you might know Snake, actually. That's kind of good timing to maybe know Snake. Snake wasn't on TSM for very long.
The tertiary site, like you talked about, not quite nearly as popular as something like dorms might be, but Makers are instead opting to choose a different path and just decide.
The guy that made teams popular for 5 minutes? I forgot about that. Yeah.
And with how poorly that last round went, I think this is a good call, quite honestly.
One thing's for sure, you and Aurora will not get it. You're going to gamble all your points away first. Somebody redeemed the VIP today, which was crazy. Fucking Camhawk.
And then you eventually get to come back right on the defense where you know, hey, we get 3 more chances at that full site rotation, which will play into their favor.
Gasher was good. Honestly, Snake was good on TSM too. I'm surprised neither of them like ever even did like one more stage or anything like on a low team. They both just kind of disappeared.
Can win this next round. They simply need to match that aggression. Makers, they will most likely.
Snake lined up to talk to Pengu at the Atlanta Major. That's pretty funny.
Attacker overstepping, but no attacker will be down here. No one to overstep. This allows Kobe to essentially take some space, but he's going to fall back, being very cautious, not wanting to overswing, not wanting to overstay his welcome, save his life. So much important utility on that Solus. And now this allows Aerial Arise to take this. They do relay to the team.
Yeah, Drew Spark is there's a couple analysts that have done well in Valorant.
With the nice headshot.
Drew Spark's the main one. Was he on SSG? I just remember him as the XSET analyst.
Yeah.
But there was another one.
Know what Makers are doing in these first 2 rounds or so.
Not Drew Spark. I mean, he was there too.
Kills.
Data, the analyst of TF2, is also on an APAC team. T1, there you go. Aimkey, your game is literally not going to start until after midnight. We were just talking about that. I feel so bad. I wish I could help. I wish I could do something. You have to wake up at what? 5? Holy shit. Bro, I'm so sorry.
Otherwise, they'll just walk into a trap.
Let me shoot Creator a DM, see if I can just host it myself. It's almost midnight, and map 3 is only 1-1 right now. This game could go 15 rounds easily.
Of just completely condensing and isolating these roamers, these extended players. They know exactly where he is, but they're starting to stall time. 55 seconds left on the clock. All he has to do is get one. He does. He's eventually dealt with, but now 40 seconds left in a flank. Makers starting to strike back.
Yeah, down to a 2 versus 2 here. A plethora of different kills coming out on the top floor. But they weren't aware of Bino's position. Mike W looks to walk his way into the site, but Giddy claims his teammate's life. So now down to a 1v2 with intel going in favor of Makers. They know exactly where Mike W will come from here when the push does eventually.
The funny thing too, Aimkey, is if you win...
No, this is food. This is beans. Someone put beans inside the computer.
Thank you, Tink, for the gift. Aimkey, if you win, you have to play again tomorrow. Potentially at the same time. Oh, you're gonna have to do this shit 2 nights in a row.
Going into the first round, Aerial Rise putting a lot of
Thank you, Tink, again, for gifting a sub to Axon.
By Small Tower. Getting it very early on, Makers falling back off. Eventually, Kobe did over-aggress, losing his life. But the problem is, Aerial Rise, they didn't do a split push. They put no players over.
Redroke, shouldn't you know that better than me? I thought, yeah, winners play tomorrow, right?
Control of Attic. And because of that, it allowed Makers to have...
Yeah, obviously not the winners of the people who went 2-1, because they're already into the next phase.
And on top of that, Aerial Rise, when they eventually got rid of all the roamers, isolated that Legion all the way inside of Kid's bedroom, they faltered. They started to waste time. They weren't exactly knowledgeable on how to deal with him, and because they wasted so much time...
Yeah, but Aimkey is currently 1-2. Aimkey plays the winner of this.
Strike right back onto him. And shut down the
so if Aimkey wins tonight at 4 in the morning, then he will move on and play tomorrow.
Round number 4 sees Aerial Rise back, or rather for the first time, on their defensive setup. They'll start things off where we so often see. We'll see them in the basement here. Maybe Makers looking to get aggressive here and speed up the tempo. They don't really have any dedicated hard breach, so they're not opting to go for a full top down here. The only real options they have are some can openers, but that's not going to be the most impactful. But I mean, I guess without the Cade, it's not too important to bring a plethora of hard breaching options. Brios, interestingly enough, as well as actually rotated up above. So
you've been walking around your kitchen for the last hour and you've done 3K steps.
They're going to try and focus on
that's good, I guess. I would ask why.
Later on to make sure that they don't
I would question that.
The problem with this is that the site is relatively soft. Makers will not play into it whatsoever, actually choosing to put all of their presence, all of their pressure on...
All right, a very typical first quarter where the defense wins 2 and the attackers win 1. Even though they kind of trolled their first Dorm's defense, it's fine.
And use their time to clear out these operators and then effectively allow these defenders to rotate back down to site. An opportunity for Makers to strike the site fast that was just honestly completely missed by them.
Packer will work his way in, joined by the rest of his team as Aerial arrives.
That's what you're trying to figure out. I mean, as long as you're listening to stream and you're still getting your gambling in, I think you're in a good spot. Personally.
Makers are going to start to go to work on some of these hatches with very good time as well. They've got
I mean, Makers are setting themselves up well.
Start to work with it, start to put pressure on.
They've got good site execute operators in terms of flashbangs and Finka and Grim. It's going to be tough. It's always tough pushing this site. It looks like they're going to go... Where are they going? Front or back? Probably back. With Grim, it's probably a back take.
But the problem is there's no players in blue for Makers. They're not going to opt.
They've got lots of flashes to clear these magnets. They're not going to use any of them, apparently. They're just going to toss a Grim Bee in instead. Which I believe was caught in a magnet, so... If only you had some utility for that, Bino.
Snake on this E-box drop area.
Packer immediately dies Freezer. Okay. We have yet to pop a single stim pistol. There's 40 seconds left in the round.
Nothing really going the way of Makers to this point. Inria with another kill onto Bino.
We have yet to pop a single stim pistol. Half the players in the lobby have died. First stim. Right into a toxic babe. Not exactly what you want.
Their way back in here with 20 seconds to go. Giddy's going to have to go for this plant, but he's got a good enough spot to go for it, as everybody from Aerial Rise has been forced back towards this deeper...
They've evened things out here.
He's just going to have to walk right in. Kobilax is going to go for Broke Down Highway, joined by Giddy. They're not going for the plant. They're just trying to go find the kills. Giddy will instead
tough.
Go for the plant.
Tough.
Will get down. It finished off with
he does stim, though.
Poison will walk right up.
They got the plant. They're in a good spot here. Even if Thatcher dies, super good post plant for Kobilax. Super good post plant. Play this passive. Play this passive.
Where Makers initially came from. He's gonna have to walk right up.
He literally could have just backed off, dude, too.
Reads Kobielex like a
There's no reason to
bucket.
sit in the
Aerial
doorway like
Rise
that.
escaped the post plant with a win.
I don't know. The doorway is a really strong angle, of course. He just picked the wrong angle to watch instead of 50-50. Personally, I'd rather bait him in. I guess if you bait him in and you're playing behind the box, he does have a shotgun. Poison is a way to win that no matter what you do, but that's tough.
Solidifying a 1v1, but eventually it's the team captain, Mr. P, the head honcho himself, to shut it down. And that's exactly what Aerial Rise needs. I talked about in the last map on Cafe that when we had players starting to falter, whether it be Mike W or in this case Poison, they needed players to step up. Aerial Rise making the very tough decision to take Poison back, put him on that smoke support kind of role.
Yeah, he definitely was ready for the prone.
Still just allowing him to.
He probably did hear it. That's tough.
He's going to be on the site.
I think going back Freezer, I don't know if you would go all the way back. I think you just go hide behind the box.
Poison will be able to solidify his,
and then you try to use your ears. You figure out what the smoke's doing. You try to play like Ring Around the Rosie. You just dodge as long as possible.
A lot of time. But the problem is, if Poison's not going to be in the.
I think if you go all the way back to back Freezer, you're in kind of an awkward position. But
players like Mike W are going to continue to need to step up.
He's not going to get on that disable, right? As long as you're in Freezer, at least like close on Freezer, he's not going to get on it.
Aerial Rise will take us to meeting, curiously enough, for their second defensive site. Obviously not quite as
Tom J. Sherlock streams tomorrow. Obviously, he just moved to Australia. Wait, is it tomorrow? Tom tweeted he's streaming soon. He's streaming the first day of Southbreach.
Control of kids' dorms. Makers can very quickly go for a little bit of vertical. Snake? What is this?
The drone hole? I guess.
The most random stuff. Snake's just sitting.
Yeah, the drone hole's kind of scary. Maybe he did the best he could.
And I don't think, unfortunately, it will find any value because right now nobody from Makers is over there.
Man, I love T2. You just don't see spots like that in like NA T1. It's just really uncommon. It's unheard of. And I think it really solidifies and really just shows how players, both Snake and Mike W.
I'm co-streaming 9 hours of fucking Element 3 tomorrow, just like today. It's the same schedule tomorrow as it is today. I'm sure fucking not also streaming Southbreach.
Out and completely shut down by Makers. But rather, they're opting to actually drone out and dress this player over by basement early on. This gives Makers a choice. Do they deal with him? Do they go try to clear him out and kill him? Or do they simply ignore him and try to hit the site?
Well, we're about just under halfway through this round. So far, nothing really crazy happening from Makers. They've started to work their way in from tower. But Packer will lose his life early on to Snake, as once again, Aerial Rise find themselves another opening pick for this map. They've done a pretty good job. They've actually got 4 in a row, and they've converted a majority of these rounds, at least 2 of the rounds of the previous 3, into round wins for themselves. But he's quickly traded back as Snake will lose his life. Now a 4 versus 4. Just over a minute to go.
Robert, there is a full BO3 on after this game.
Taking full control.
We haven't even started the last game of the night.
Brios is just caught looking the wrong way, and it's another kill for Kobielex as Mike W is left all alone up above. He's lost control of his sight, and he's lost control.
Yeah, we still have to watch Glowmoji play, dude.
Very little hope in this round. He'll try to walk right in through security, but he's heard and read by Giddy. But no, he wins that fight. So now a little bit more manageable of a situation.
Osa round win, I refuse to believe.
Not exactly the most.
Why'd they go middle floor instead of top floor?
Nonetheless, the round win secured for Makers.
Good question. Wait, I have no idea.
So much potential, but it's potential that is really hard to really hold a grasp on and use. And Makers going to that round, they solidified at least a 3-3 half. If Aerial Rise go into this next round, win it, get a 2-1 defending quarter, that's perfectly fine. That's exactly what we expected, and that's most likely what we will see. They'll be going upstairs to this Kids in Dorms Bomb's basement. So far, that bottom kitchen and stage bomb site has continued to just be such an attacker-favored bomb site, and we see exactly why. It's just such a wide range. You have to cover the entire map.
Sorry, I misclicked my mute button, so I think you guys heard a crunch there.
Downstairs and basement. And the problem with that is it makes
Sight lock?
really
No, because obviously they started on
address them early on, and a lot of
they started on attack. played 3 rounds. Then they played basement round 4. They won it. And then they played meeting round 5. This is their first time on dorms.
Simply deal with that site, but Aerial Rise looking to get that 3-1 half.
Weird.
Looking just to
I guess they just like it. I mean, that's literally the only explanation I have. How many teams an analyst could name without Google?
And Belusi to slow down players, just so much utility.
I mean, I should be able to name every team in NA, Europe, Brazil.
Time wasting.
It's really just a matter of how many APAC teams can you name.
The lineup that Makers have brought out. They're going to need to waste as much time as possible because given an inch,
Fuck name 100 women, name 100 siege teams.
But also the capital that they've got to help with their execute. There's plenty of options available for them, but right now, curiously enough, Aerial Rise are challenging on to Big Tower. Currently 2 players sitting over here and waiting, trying to hold back this push initially from Makers. But right now, they're just sitting and waiting. I'm not sure about why they're waiting here, and well, they'll lose a player because of it, as Inrio's the first one off the board to Kopilax. Now surely Aerial Rise will need to fall back to keep themselves from getting overextended.
That's exactly what Inrio does, and that's such a difficult player.
I think naming siege players, I think players would be a more interesting task.
Inrio just having such a difficult time this entire series.
Because I don't know if I could, off the top of my head, name every player
This gives Makers
on the roster of every Brazil team. And probably not every, well, maybe. I don't know. Especially not in, like, roster mania like it is right now. It's kind of tough. Europe, I don't know if I could do either. NA, I could for sure.
Exactly know what to do. Going to rotate a couple of attackers around, trying to
Current.
find an avenue.
When MIBR hits, that's the thing. Like, no, I couldn't for MIBR.
Every angle, every position possible, trying to put the pressure on Aerial Rise, trying to crush them, give them as little space as possible to move around.
Well, right now, Makers are going to start to work their way in from Armory. And they're going to find another kill because of it. Kopilax is able to claim the life of Poison with just about a minute to go. Finally, an answer back from Aerial Rise. A Snake swings out to claim his first kill of the round. Mike W down, so now it's a 2 versus 4. And not only that, but Brios is having his position pinged away, so Makers in a great spot to try and close out this round.
Maybe this is why Aerial Rise didn't play dorms. Maybe this explains it. They can't hold this site.
Still just waiting outside here is eventually going to start to push his way up as they've got a little bit more control to work with. They need to start getting themselves in a place to get this plant down. We'll finish off Mike W. So now officially a 4 versus 1 now as Woos gets the final 2.
I think Kuto's on Black Dragons. At least he was.
And it indeed will be Makers winning the first half off the back of 2 fantastic attacks.
I would do that quiz 60. Not today. But I would do it one day on stream.
Certain players have roles, and if they show up in those roles,
he is on Black Dragons? Okay, good. I know something. I know something.
Woos going huge in the, whether it be in the very first round or in the later execution, actually making their way into the site. Previously, going 6-2 in the entry and having immense success continuing on. And that's why we see Makers not only put themselves on the 3rd map, but going into halftime on a 4-2 deficit. But if we look onto the side of Aerial Rise, you could clear as day see that 2-4 deficit. But the problem is Snake not showing up a whole lot, being one of the prominent and probably the best entry player before this game.
Yeah, the halftimes are absolutely ass. It literally just like makes it so boring. Like, it's such a disruption to watching the game.
I think overall, if you look at the 2 players from Aerial Rise that have struggled the most, you would say
it's a PowerPoint. Oh, I assumed it was like
the first half of that last game.
I don't know, like one of those quiz websites.
Let's just be quite honest. But he came back and was really the factor that helped push Aerial Rise to
I definitely couldn't do the rosters in all the old tournaments.
Both Inrio and Snake really wake up in this second half. Otherwise,
like of Pro League finals, definitely not.
Now, Makers with getting this defensive half once again would easily run away with it.
Like, what was the fucking roster of Youngtis? I don't fucking know, bro.
Time and time after again, as a 4-2 deficit is not as bad with the new quarter system. Aerial Rise, they've had 2 quarters. Seeing Makers play both on the
Why don't like a halftime for Element? Redroke, every single time the halftime pops up on this, I lose like 15 viewers. It's just boring. It just sucks people out of the fucking stream. 15 every time is an exaggeration, but it is noticeable that like people just tune out when the halftime comes in.
On the attack, though,
The only way you can do that is if you fill it with some kind of content. Like, maybe an analyst call-in makes it better. But it's very disruptive to the broadcast. So I think you need a pretty sizable upside for it to be worth it. Like, there's already a break in the action and a break in the viewer attention between rounds because of the prep phase and then the operator pick phase and then the attackers walking to the building. You know, we're 30 seconds into the action phase. There's been no action. Adding 45 seconds between 2 rounds just kills fucking retention, bro.
We haven't really seen this from them before. In the previous attempt on their defense,
no timeouts. Replays would help, but they wouldn't fix the problem.
See this site because Aerial Arise had a rush that fell apart, but nonetheless, overall the general theme from Makers has been, let's play aggressive early, let's fall back, let's sit, and let's wait for Aerial to come to us. And it's been a formula that obviously has gone very well so far. And Snake, he needs to be a lot quicker with this control. He's just now working his way up above.
If you're naming every pro currently, I bet no one gets to 70.
Aerial Arise are starting to play catch up here. They're going to start to get to work on these hatches.
God, now I want to do this.
Working really quickly.
70 doesn't sound that out of reach. I feel like I could do 70, but also they have to be active. How many are in the NAL? Because those are free. 9 times 5, 45 in the NAL. I could get to 70, bro. I could definitely get to 70.
Forces them to use that hard breach utility to clear that wall. So when they go for the execute, if they want to rotate a player,
because NAL is 55 for free, and then I can get like all of Liquid, all of like the good teams from Europe, all the good teams from Brazil,
they're missing the mark. Makers,
and then I can get quite a few in like APAC.
Continuing to make it more and more difficult on Aerial Rise.
That was the weirdest way of opening a hatch that I've seen in a while. I mean, it worked, so I guess the results still stand, but nonetheless.
I can probably do all of EU, but I don't want to say that because I might fumble. In the moment, I might forget a couple.
They've started to get rid of some of these mirror windows via the breaching rounds, but not only that, they're also using some of the Grim Bees to figure out where it is that the defenders are
what?
The C4.
You had him on a drone! You literally watched him toss it in real time! You watched him walk up, prep the C4, and throw it! What the fuck was that? And then Kobilak shits on 2 of you! Aerial Arise! Bro.
1 versus 4. He swings onto 1. Indeed, will get a kill on his way out of here, but there's another player outside of Freezer, and that's Packer. End out that round for Makers.
I'm getting
name the bleed roster. Turdsta, Leader, Reaps, Asfi, and Mentalist.
Left for their defending core.
It does feel very over.
And in my opinion, Aerial Arise's last hope is that kitchen meeting bomb site. They're going to have to cook something up.
Going 4-2 down and then going to attack on Oregon just feels awful.
They're going to have to completely,
because like 5-2 is nearly guaranteed because basement's impossible. And then top floor is tough too. So 6-2 is very likely. I will say if they go down 6-2 here, they're not in the worst position to bring it back because they get 1 attack on the middle floor, should be free. That's 6-3. And then they just need to rock 3 defenses in a row. Now, the unfortunate part there is they lost both their middle floor and top floor defenses in the first half, but, you know, it was never going to be easy.
It's going to be this dorm site which we go to for this. I'm really curious as to how aggressive Makers choose to play out this round. They've set up.
Oh, Ashby's gone?
The last round, away
oh,
from
shit.
The site. That indicates some sort of play from that potentially. Hang on a second, Kobe's just outside. That's an ego if I've ever seen one. He just ran right out of there, tried to take a gunfight. Will not find anything for it, but definitely will put Aerial Arise on alert that hey, we're here and we're ready to fight. We're ready to take the fight to you.
Coven.
They've got to be very careful. And
all right, I
failed
failed.
With their drone work for the remainder of this round,
I failed.
Fall victim to that yet again.
30 seconds into the round, and Aerial Rise simply just poking, prodding, trying to find every semblance, anything they can get on that intel game, try to find every
You did beat me.
And it really does feel like that they're not necessarily grasping at straws, but Makers, they're not giving Aerial Rise a whole lot.
All right, let me name every player on Aerial Arise. They got the GOAT, Poison. They got the OG, Snake. They got the team killer, Mike. They got
all of that
the
utility
guy who
now
played with
gone.
Guy on a
On top of
Bear
it,
in Rio.
because it was such an avenue,
And they got
because it was a run out and so aggressive,
Brios.
We're not in a position to trade it back.
This could be the beginning of the end here for
I didn't look.
Aerial Arise.
You can't say
They
I
find
looked.
themselves a
I
man
didn't look.
down, staring down, match point here. A lot of work still to be done. And as the time starts to tick away, that's just going to hurt their options more and more and more. Especially when Brios is eating damage from what looks to be a potential C4, maybe just a straight up gunfight. Snake will actually be the next one to fall. As it's down to a 5 versus 3. Once again, thankfully.
Kind of a nice Damos play. He has absolutely zero fucking clue that he downed that guy. But they probably can't pick him up. It's probably too risky with a Buck and a Damos down below. Oh my god. There's like no reason to even have the pistol out. You could have the primary out if you're Damos here. You can have the AK. Oh my god, they pick him up! Dude, just use the fucking AK! You're not even making more holes! Mike!
And once again,
Packer says, I gotta deal with this. Oh, that's tough. To be fair, I don't know where the hell Buck was. Like, Damos is in the trenches trying to get kills all by himself, and Buck was just like, also not finding anything. Then dies in the vert angle to Giddy anyways. Oh boy, that's near flawless.
They continue to drive the dagger deeper and deeper into.
Doesn't LATAM have 14 teams between both sides? I wonder how many Hispanic LATAM teams Flynn could name.
Sending them into groups in phase 3.
I wonder, like, he does not get them all. I promise you that. I wonder if he'd get half. How many could I name? I wouldn't get 10. I could probably name the roster of Cruelty, and then I'd name Skimsy. And then I'd start guessing on OG players and pray that they're actually still in the league.
Poison has not played Monty at all, so that's something that we could see from him, maybe. Because I mean, you know, I've called Monty the break glass in case of emergency operator sometimes. This is it. This is where you are breaking that glass. That glass should be just smashed to bits. Pull out every stop that you have if you're aerialized. You need something to get yourselves back in this game.
And to be fair, if we're looking at the entire scope of what Aerial Rise has to do, they have to win this one site on attack in Meeting a Kitchen, which statistically, not only in this entire series, but in previous maps and previous series, favors the attack by a numerous amount compared to the defense. And then you get to go on back onto the defense if you're Aerial Rise, and then get a 3-0 quarter, which is a lot to ask, but it's not impossible.
All right. This is a very doable comeback. The caster is right. They get a very attacker-sided bomb site into a side swap, very defender-sided bomb site into a... well, then it gets harder. But this is a doable comeback. My concern is I don't know if Aerial Rise have the mental.
It's hard, but not
I don't know that they do.
As we get into the final potential prep phase. It's back to meeting for Makers. Brought out the Bandit, so they're playing for a little bit of stall here. They've got a heavy stall lineup, I would say, just not only with the hard destruction stalling, but you've also just got some area denial to stall out Aerial Rise as much as you possibly can. And I don't blame them for that at all. Aerial Rise have proven and shown on this map that overall, their attacks are a little bit slower, but they're also not nearly as coordinated as we've seen from them before. So bringing out this lineup of operators will be very good at slowing them down.
And this is exactly what Aerial Rise needs to do, is they need to put a lot of pressure.
So I love this. So last time Aerial Rise ran this strat with the Osa, Makers are now bandit tricking Attic. I love this. This is exactly what, who was it? I think FaZe Clan did to counter an Osa strat from...
Or find a way, an avenue...
Talon, I want to say? In Manchester. I could be fucking up the teams there. But there was one team that was known for doing Osa takes on Meeting, and I think it was FaZe. When they played against them on Meeting, they bandit tricked Attic Wall, and it's really, really effective. Because, like, if you just keep that hatch open, Osa typically brings nades. You often don't have a great way to open this wall. And I mean, like, look at their op lineup. They do have impact EMPs, but you can easily out bandit trick an impact EMP.
Of Attic right now. He's working his way in here.
Oh, they're hitting the back.
Force some players
Okay.
back, but not only that,
But they
he
comes and he
needs to
bandit
see
tricks
if
it
he can
anyways. Oh my god, and then they
play out of
C4.
position.
Packer,
Where did
he
the
does
C4
it
from
all.
Packer even
He got the
come from?
C4 kill
I guess he just
onto the
bandit
fucking
tricked
only
the
player
ball
with
from
impact
What is
EMPs.
that from
And he
him?
got the
They're just
bandit trick on
playing
the
with
ace.
fire at this point.
It's
Everything
Raps.
going their way.
It's actually
6-2.
Raps. Their position is way too strong right now on the side of
Miracle
Makers.
in this round with Snake dead, Poison will have to go huge here as well. Looks to finish the
I
ball
love
with
this setup
another
from Makers.
C4
I'm actually
down.
creaming over
time
this
will
setup.
miss onto Poison with just about a minute to go.
Not that they even brought the
Need to
Osa,
drive.
obviously,
They just
but
need
like they
something.
still want attic
That's
control
what
because
we've
like
been
that's just
saying
who they
since
are.
Hiker
They're attic
round.
players.
Hacker and Bino shutting down the player's Poison. He does get one.
Giddy
on
donates one
Giddy.
to the
It's all
Poison
up to
Fund,
W. All up to Poison.
trying to make sure
Being
Poison
frag.
ends as the top frag of his team.
Captain himself. Kobe gets one. Ike W finds another, putting himself into a 1v3.
That's gotta be
Not
GG's.
impossible, but
Good
he's
try
a
from
complete
Aerial
failure.
Arise. You just need to be better at Oregon defense than that.
With 30 seconds left, he's just gonna walk
You need to be able to win your dorm's defenses, and you also should probably be able to win that attack.
Woos from above will claim.
Love that
He's
hold, though.
driving
Love
in
that
the
hold from
rise
Makers
despite
on that
taking
last
all
site.
3 maps.
Very nice.
Oh, it seems like it might have just been past.
Bimbotron, that's Mini Siege. All you gotta do is type in chat to play.
Better team today. They continue their streak of dominance over Aerial.
Did this game just end?
Vipoa with the kill, and Uplink with the end of the
No.
lead.
As we get into round number 6, final round of this half, it's Sintenegra's time to pick up one more round. They need this here. Their attacks have been they've struggled a lot in their attacks. It's been rough. They need to grab this last round.
Any more terms I
or
can
it's
allow?
Really just gonna be
No.
Uplink sending him to the grave, putting them in a coffin.
All right.
to so-
I'll pay out the channel points
Dude,
now.
That was horrible. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That was awful.
Like,
Hey,
it
you
was-
know
it
what?
was
No,
right
you're
there.
blacklisted.
It was-
You're blacklisted.
Makers were the victors.
You're done.
Congratulations to those that
You're done.
believed. Gel, the big channel point champion today.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
Hold on.
All right, chat. Here's the deal.
Not nearly as much.
This game is going on the A stream. I don't really give a shit about this game. We're not focusing on
Maybe
this
they'll
game.
change. Maybe
Well,
they
I guess I
will
could let you vote.
finally
Nah,
find
I don't care.
something to really get themselves
On the B stream, coming up next is Aimkey versus Glowmoji. The people's champ versus the most hated man in Siege. I don't think I want to stay up that late.
Forcing some fights.
But I also want to see at least the
Honestly,
start of this game.
seems like they're
So I'm thinking we watch map
better off
1
because of it, right?
of
Because they're
Aimkey versus
spending
Glowmoji.
defense.
And then
CN
I
not
raid
doing
out
well. Not
to
only
the
will they
channel and you
return
guys
to
can
the
watch
bomb
on your
site they
own.
just lost on, they also
Is Nyx
opted
playing? Nyx didn't
to
qualify.
repeat it.
No. Unless he's
In
playing
terms of
some
the
other random
strategy,
tournament.
effectively the same thing
But
happening,
he's not
except they
streaming,
shifted
so
a castle barricade
I don't think so.
towards one of the windows from outside into quad rather than one of the quad windows inside, so it can be broken by anybody outside just by meleeing it, which, you know, is odd.
Robert,
Outside,
I'm down to do
but
that on another
it
day.
just
I'm
prompts
so
them to
tired.
break it open even more, right? So I don't know. Maybe that's what you were looking for.
Glowmoji,
to do, but
Robert.
regardless.
Maybe.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they were trying to play some
I'm not
some
sure.
deep mind game where they're like, oh, we'll put the castle barricade here so they'll think they'll want to open it,
No.
but actually it doesn't give them that much.
I would love to give them that credit. I doubt that's what's actually happening.
Oh, it's not even credit. It's just a weird way to
As-
think about it.
Flacco's gonna fall again as an
Flacco.
opening kill. You know, the only thing he's really been consistent so far in this game is dying very early. Big Seven's gonna be able to do another one, nading low, grabbing onto the big step of before Vipo is able to grab that trade, and it's just been the bodies of Sintenegra falling.
Yeah, you said it. The only thing that's been consistent about this game is dying very early. And yet again, same exact strat that got smoked last time with little adaptation and not much changed about it in terms of how they're going about it. How they lose that opening fight, and it goes basically the same way it did last time. Somehow, allowed to get out there is morphed. Nice quick little play to sprint out. I think it might have been Coffin. Regardless, doesn't matter because fourth has died. Coffin likely soon to do so as well. Won't get a fourth impact nade kill in the series. Instead, he'll get some bullets in his back, and Yams will get a round for Uplink. 4-2 lead.
There's a team called Glowmoji. No, they're called Blacklisted.
Looking a little rough.
Because
on
they've
that.
got
They
the
wanna
people in the
figure
scene who nobody wants to play with.
I mean, yeah, it is not only their map, but it is also coming off of a pretty decent second half off of Skyscraper. I think the big note we made on that second half was that it seemed like Uplink had fallen asleep, and I guess they took something to wake themselves up in between maps because they've been prepared in this map. But are we gonna see the same thing? Are they gonna have that same kind of fall off in the second half? It's gonna be up to Montenegro to finally start doing a lot instead of just absolutely getting dragged by one or two of their players.
You had a note, Mossy?
Trying to find something other than an
Have a good one.
death.
Have a good one if you are my guy.
You know what? Halftime opportunity to talk things over, see what CN could possibly do. Moving into that next half is they will go back to the attacking side as they just wrapped up their first 3 rounds on defense.
Happy looks like he's on his 10th hour of
Honestly,
Siege.
Bank has been kind of an
Bro, I
exciting
mean, the
side
casters in
of
production are
the
going through it today as well.
at some of the tier 1 events.
It's
even
honestly
tier
just a
2
bad fucking
events.
format. Why are we playing
Matter of fact,
3
I think
BO3s in one
last
day?
time I saw Bank played, the team who got to
If we
choose a
are going to
side
play 3 BO3s
into
in
the
one day,
attack,
like,
I
why
think
don't
it
we
was actually
fucking,
against Cruelty
run a
just
third
yesterday.
stream?
That may be wrong.
How did the
but
Major do it? Did the Major have 3 BO3s in one day as well? Because they ran Swiss with promotion, relegation, BO3s.
It's been a long day.
That is.
It's been a
Hold on,
long
quick
day.
check.
Fifth map, so like, I can't.
My fifth map. Might be 6.
Yeah, they did.
You know what? It could be this next. Because
But with the
it could
Major,
be
they have
something
all
else,
day
really.
because, like,
I've
when
seen
you're
it.
at a Major, you're not doing anything
Final
else.
map, but
These
first they
fucks
gotta
work.
lose this map to actually
That's the
go
difference.
over the map.
When you tell
Games
fucking
looking-
PSG Talent and
Maybe this
FaZe
was what he
Clan
was
your
doing,
game's
because I
at
don't think
6
we
in the
ever actually got
morning,
to see a look at what he was
they show up because they're not doing anything else that day. When you tell Aimkey his game is at fucking 1 a.m., what's he supposed to
Yeah,
do?
Actually tracked a little bit, I think. Oh, they're in the site. They're in the bomb site. Somehow they are.
The last
Skimzy
2
didn't kill
days
his
of,
teammate this time. Instead, he killed Turkey.
last
There
2
goes
days of
Lunar.
Swiss.
There goes another one. Skimzy takes down you. Somehow, this has gone so well, and they expect the exact same roam that Uplink went for last time, and they just cut out the middleman. Why lose so many bodies to the roam like you did last time when you could just do what almost worked at the end and hit the site directly? Nice adaptation from Cinta Negra, and no adaptation from Uplink means that we are 1 round closer.
Did I caster curse him? Is that what happened?
I don't know.
I think I did. I think I had to say something, and now it's Uplink back at it again.
Robert, you're
early
going to
second.
bed. All right.
As
Have a good
we
night.
didn't get to fully see it, but
Robert.
I think they just walked in.
Again, chat, we're watching this game in the meantime. Then we're watching Aimkey versus
We
Glomoji
just
after
saw
this.
a full walk. By the time we
Blacklisted
finally got to
versus,
see
I
it
forget what
live,
Aimkey's
it's
team's
fucking
called.
dying at the opening steps.
I'll double check.
That's a way to abuse a mistake.
Thrive.
The other way is
Yeah.
actually setting yourself up.
The sun is rising. Robert, I forget you're European. Good night, bro.
Either garage or main floor, as you have someone creep through that opening very slowly, so you can abuse and push off of it once you're in
The
position.
real grinders in chat.
Hey, what can I say? They found.
You
a-
gotta earn your channel points.
You know what?
I respect
really
that.
did.
I respect that from you
At
guys.
this point in the night, we have officially hit midnight on Eastern time zones. So a round win is a round win once he starts to get to this hour. And surely they'll take what they can get, right? 1 round
The
closer.
grind must
things
go
back out.
on.
And Uplink again are doubling down on this roam.
I have
play.
no
Thinking
channel
there's no
points. Well,
way
tough.
they're going to do the same exact kind of strategy and go right towards the bomb site that they did last time and also the time before that, but only after they spotted it, right? Surely they'll expect us to ease off. So now we're going to keep going. And honestly, I don't hate that, right? I do hate that your yokai drone just got shot.
Oh, it's
As
actually
soon as
so
someone entered the
hot
building,
in
not
here,
30
man.
seconds
I don't know
into
how
the
it's gotten more
That is
hot
kind of
throughout the day,
annoying.
but it
that
feels like it's
is
hotter
a
than
nice
it's ever
shot
been
from Yams.
in the room
Doesn't
right
have
now.
the hatch open though, so he can't escape down that. And as soon as he tries to get out from stock, good trade from Coffin. Good trade though from Vipoa, so Coffin is sent packing. Now the walk into Archive needs to get a trade. It will though. Nice shot from Morphed. And that FMG has a lot of kick to it, but even with a suppressor on,
We'll be live
he's
for another
kept it
hour
nice
or
and
so.
easy to make it that 3-on-3, but there is still
They have a
room
break on the
there. Lunar
broadcast, and then we're
elevated.
going into, like,
Lunar
then they
in
gotta do
open
map
area.
bans,
Off
and then
the
they gotta
bomb
do,
site.
like,
Trying to make it hard, but Morphed is just gonna move mountains.
the game.
upstairs, forcing you to drop down that elevator hatch and take whatever manpower they have left. And
I mean,
solid
Texas
it
has
on the bomb
AC,
site
so it's
because the roam
fine.
Has not gone their way.
I have to say,
Like, the heat would
there
be
hasn't been a
okay
spot that I've loved
if it
seeing
was
in
just
terms of
outside.
Montenegro's attacks. The way that they were abusing those.
But, like, it's 24/7 for, like, a week.
Not only forgetting to open up a hatch in an open area.
You know, that's the problem.
Having
Not when you're working outside? Yeah, that sounds awful. Yeah, I wouldn't. I would die if I did that.
Making sure that anytime that there was some sort of like.
I'm basically working in the Texas heat right now.
They were able to make use.
I'm working for subs.
Out of that space.
And so, still an advantage for Cinta Negra, but you'll notice that they don't have much hard breach potential left. They've got Morph still alive.
What's the temperature? Inside my house, last I checked, it was 33.
So it won't be a default. Kind of take into the site here from CN. But I guess we could have guessed that the instant they started playing, because it hasn't been a default kind of take from them really all day. So, oh, never mind. They're actually just going to do what Uplink would expect most teams
Uplink
to do
are not in a bad spot.
Funny business,
They still have yokais up.
Going to try and stick the plant. Problem is though, there's still a yokai drone sitting inside of server, and Turkey's just gotten the kill on a morphed. Diffuser is dropped, and so what has to happen now is if you want to stick that plant inside of server, you'll have to do it without direct support right behind you. And again, the threat of the yokai drone is still imminent. They're actually just going to walk forward, but the melee at the wrong time is going to get Flacco killed.
Nice little clutch.
And Skimzy drops
Are the shorts still on? They are.
Turkey with 2 at the very end, and nice little play from him.
Try almost 5
Nice
more
little
degrees.
round for Uplink.
Yes. Yes, I
And
know
was
it is
almost a
hotter
round that
elsewhere.
I would have praised coming
Let
out
me
of
complain.
Montenegro. They struggled in that end round. They were able to find some beautiful kills coming out of that opening round. They were able to find a lot of space, clearing out some of those roamers, and then they finally started pushing the site, and you just saw them fall apart. Couldn't clear out garage because they didn't have even a drone sitting inside a garage.
All right, the casters are backed. Bro, it's the same casters on A stream that just did the last game. I feel so bad for them.
You still had to deal with the fact that he was Red Hall because you smoked the site instead of Red Hall.
Chat, our next game is going to Cafe first, then Oregon,
They didn't have them,
and it'll be followed up by
because they wasted all the time
Chalet.
opening round,
But we're only going to watch
standing
Cafe.
around staring at hatches in the mid round.
Good night, Robert.
expecting them to just walk under your hatch and walk directly in your line of sight.
5 seconds remaining.
They should let you cast.
Attackers must locate and
So,
defuse the bomb.
round number 9. Top floor defense for Uplink.
I mean, I think all the casters, I think the max the casters are doing is 2BO3s.
Cross mats as well.
Like, 2BO3s is not that bad, it's just the
Which makes
timing
sense,
of
right?
it.
Is
The fact that we're starting
very
so late.
heavily played around those windows last time, though this time
2BO3s is kind of bad. 2BO3s is a lot to cast, but like it is
it
typical in Siege for like one day.
But Flacco is on the blitz, hoping to not reach the James Bond scoreline.
2BO3s back to back is kind of brutal for a caster.
If he died here, but he'll probably be the first one to do so if he gets in the way that I'm expecting them to go, which is to say the blitz entry happening the way a blitz entry probably should.
You hope to cast
Here he
Element
goes,
4? I hope
trying
you
to
get it.
After it, looking for his first pick. Can he get on the board? Yes, he can. Headshot for Flacco.
Flacco didn't
as
need
Nading
to
gets another.
flash.
Vipoma with a good trade back on a nade, but Skimzy tacks on. Morph gets even more.
Now he
My
flashes. The flash just didn't
It's
work.
just completely falling
I love
apart.
Rainbow Six Siege.
Morph will close it out, making it look like again that FMG.
Why did that guy just
absolutely
not
no
get
recoil to it.
flashed? Am I crazy?
And what? a
We
round
saw
from
him
CN as they
flashbang,
go quick
But
again,
his
and it
the
was-
flash effect
I mean,
didn't go
that's
on.
The only rounds they've been finding stuff. If anything, they should be doing it every round. You should be abusing the fact that Uplink's positioning is frankly terrible. They don't have a lot of space within sight to really walk around because they have so many holes. They have so many areas not actually.
It
being
must
held.
have been too far. Yeah,
The
that has to be the only explanation.
Right out of square.
Didn't look
side
too
inside
far,
of
but
square
maybe I just don't know my
is
blitz
generally
distances.
Very hard for teams to walk through, and we've seen.
It was
of
definitely
players
close.
Walk in without a shocking made, regardless of whether it was. It didn't even need to be a blitz. I've seen 3 players walk in from outside of square, not had a single shot fired at them because they didn't have someone inside of.
It can be
3-4
inconsistent.
area.
Yeah.
What's the point of your head holes right there if you're not gonna use it? You have to use this.
Logically, I don't know that it makes much sense. I feel like a flashbang shouldn't have a range of like 3 meters, but I don't think we want infinite length blitz shock as well, so it's probably fine.
All right. Uplink now, trying to make their first attack work in a few rounds because they haven't really gotten the chance to. Though when they did, they won a majority of them. So, solid start for them to be sure. However, this time around, if CN can respond with some solid defenses of their own, well, that would mean we go to OT the second round in a row. For the second map in a row, it seems like we'll at least get max.
Bro, these casters on this stream are praying that Centenegra can push this game to overtime or just win it in regulation. This game going all three, the casters, you can tell they do not want to deal with that shit. They might not even know how bad the other streams got it.
Without having gotten a single kill. I'm a big fan of this, right? Because it's not what I would have expected coming into this map, for them to settle down and stop getting so aggressive. So no uplink, I'd imagine, will waste a lot of time trying to clear a roam.
I need a stretch.
And on bank, given how annoying lobby, ATMs, and loan office are to clear out, as well as the rest of the map being massive.
Op bans are going on right now for Thrive versus Blacklisted. So after this round, we'll switch back over and do a prediction. They banned the Ram. Interesting. It's cafe, so it's not a bad ban, but just rare.
Of their time. They've already started opening up the patches, taking the time that they need to clear out some of this space. They have to find value out of it. What's the point of these hatches if you're not going to set yourself up for it? Flacco's underneath that hatch. It could have been a free kill, but
I don't know that I love the Tubarão without like a Kaid,
so he's able to get away,
or at least an Aruni here,
and it's been Centenegra,
or even like a Goyo.
Space that should be cleared.
It is nice with the Azami because it just lets you kind of get out if you're playing aggressive in server.
And so,
but Azami is in like fucking gold, so
kind of has. And CN still have about a minute to burn, but they haven't really had to burn through much of their util up to this point in the round. Already a C4 being popped, not sure why, but look at the Tubarão putting in so much work as well. Skimzy making sure that he'll stop the attack in its tracks. Last time he played Tubarão, it was with his gun. This time around, it's with the two canisters themselves. Yams, though, is finally allowed to activate, and he's really going to step up big time. 8 and 5 so far on the map, but Skimzy gets himself to double digits before anybody else in the lobby by taking down Vipoa. Coffin was dead as well. That's been a big player at times.
20-second, one more toxic babe, and a C4.
And not too
Centenegra will win this round.
Another one goes out in the right
no
spot.
shot, he missed the smoke.
But the canister missed.
No.
C4 comes out. That's
Turkey
not
got
gonna
off because he thought the C4 was going to kill him.
Skip just walks into the middle of the
I mean, the
room.
C4 probably would have killed him,
Kill
but
with a gas canister.
I think you have to stick
Here's
that.
Yams doing nothing.
I think you have to stick that. The time is too low to try to fake at that point. He was so close to finishing the plant, too. He just got scared by the C4.
Some of the horizontals, at least put some
Alright.
pressure by opening up some doors and things like that. You know, just giving themselves options and keeping Blacklisted on their toes. The only question is how much.
Alright, I'm going to run a prediction. Who wins the map? We'll keep it simple.
To take map control.
Blacklisted will
Thrive
on the defense
or
of Darcy,
Blacklisted.
getting aggressive.
2 minutes,
trying to
bet
find
your channel
peek
points
onto that
now.
main door. And on top of that, Zach getting aggressive, being on that solo roam upstairs, and Blacklisted even getting really active early on in the round, already Candle trying to get rid of that shield over by Christmas. Skunky already outside the door. Both teams working so quickly in their respective play styles and their respective roles and what we do expect from both the attack and defense. And Blacklisted, if they don't start to find a conversion and start to give up map control to Thrive, it's going to punish them, but it's actually Kane to punish Candle for the very first pick.
Candle down means no more Flores, which means a lot of this defender utility will still be allowed to persist, so Thrive definitely losing a huge blow there. The good news is they've still got their Monty still up. Skunky will still start to walk in, but Kane gets his second kill as Moses hits the floor. No more hard breaching available. This attack slowly but surely starting to fall apart for Thrive. But not before Twist comes back with a nice flick onto 2 kills before Kane gets his third of the round and keeps Blacklisted heavily in the lead. Aimkey, however, will respond to keep it as a 2v2.
Aimkey paired with Skunky all the way over in Bakery. Kane completely disconnected from his teammate Glomo.
All right,
but he's in a position
we
where
got
he can
Avid,
take
Jesse
over,
J, Chick,
give
Chatter,
them a little extra
Aimkey
support.
on
So
one
in a
side
position where Thrive, they're going to have to hit Blacklisted forefront from the front side of Bakery
versus
on the
known
backside. If they're
transphobe
not
glow
careful, they can't
emoji
get
on the
Kane
other.
to
We are
potentially
going
shut
all
down
in
this
for
entire round.
Thrive.
about a minute to go. Emoji's sitting.
Let's go, Aim Key with a big double. This round started pretty bad. I was watching. I know I was muted. I was eating a carrot. And now the Monty can hunt for this kill. They've got a full 60 seconds here. Don't get too crazy. If you're the Monty, oh, Aim Key, no, please. They got him. They got him. Good shit by Skunky. That's a little bit scary. Aim Key looked a little lost in the 1v1, but they close it down. Nice little Monty play to end things out. Monty not getting banned means that he should be played a lot this game.
By those last two players on Thrive.
A lot this game.
Essentially making him choose one choice. Do I deal with the Monty or do I deal with the player with the gun? Either way, it doesn't really matter because he was going to have to turn his back to the other. And eventually, as soon as that Monty knocks you down, you're dead. I mean, you can't put your gun up. It's an unwinnable situation. But again, Zach getting aggressive.
Bro, don't tell me it was a fucking tech pause after one round. You just started a BO3 at 12:15 a.m. and you're immediately tech pausing. Is this a joke?
I think one thing we need to see continuing from Thrive that they did well in that first round was playing off of the Monty. They used the Monty very well to force players from blacklisted back.
Is this real?
You saw there in the end, the Monty
is this
was, of course,
serious right now?
Win condition for them because he was able to win out that 1v1
on a work day as well.
How powerful Monty is nowadays. You really just need to continue to bring.
Aimkey said in chat he has to wake up at 5 a.m. tomorrow, and of course the winner of this game will also be playing another best of 3 tomorrow, potentially at the same time. We don't know the order of the games yet, but it's the same schedule as today, I believe. Oh, actually, no, I think tomorrow might be shorter. Actually, I think tomorrow might be shorter. Because tomorrow they have 3 games but 2 streams. So I think tomorrow
and they found a play. They found a way
it's a little bit more reasonable.
Well, as we continue to wait here.
Let me look here.
I think continuing forward as well for Black.
Announcements.
They need to
yeah, okay. So the final BO3 tomorrow is supposed to start at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So that's actually much more reasonable. But still, the winner of this does play tomorrow.
Door though, so if he walks in here, surely that'll be the end of him. Nice, almost headshot onto one, but Nade will get the kill anyway.
The casters are so excited that Centenegra are winning and almost and are about to force a not a map 3.
With us looking down not only the barrel of match point, but also series point, a Blink has to pick up this last round, going over to CEO office.
All right, literally Thrive versus Blacklisted just went to a 3-minute fucking timer, bro. Are you kidding me?
Sure that they set themselves up.
That's so sad.
Good job.
All right.
And a lot of times where Centenegra has done some sort of play that has outed a player to the point of them losing a first play because of
literally the A stream is likely to finish before the B stream plays round 2 of their game. Let's see if Centenegra can do it for Mexico. Bring it home. They gotta defend top floor bank with a zombie in play. That's doable.
Getting this free space.
Goyo top floor bank is an interesting pick. Very rare to see Goyo on the site.
Something post that. There's no value off of the first kill. The only value they're finding is the first kill.
I think Uplink were up 5-4 if you guys remember last time we checked in. My guess is Uplink on the attack, facing such a deficit and knowing that even if they win, they got to play a whole nother map, have probably lost a lot of motivation. They're probably not playing their best Siege right now. I mean, nobody plays their best Siege at fucking 12:30 a.m. I'll tell you that right now. Especially, like, after playing an entire BO3.
To force this to OT, because this is their own, not their own map pick. That was Skyscraper, but they were up 5-4. And now they're down 5-6. So just 2 rounds ago, you were going into your attack saying, you know what, we already won 2 of our 30th first attacks. All we need to do is
they're opening up square to start things off. I like that.
2 losses later, it's starting to feel a little bit more uncomfortable.
That means they're probably not going to get cancel wall open because, I mean, I guess the ace could rotate over. But it feels unlikely that he does that. They feel very focused on square at the moment. Could be a CEO take, given that Capitao has the diffuser.
I've been doing a much better job at playing patient Compared
Zophia's
to
really
how
good
they
on this site
play
because
on
you can play from the
Skyscraper,
windows and then like
I feel
stun
that's
people
been
out,
catching
and
up
then
with
like you
WildCard,
just,
wasting a
it's
lot
almost
of
like a
time
mini
on
Ying,
things that
you know?
aren't really necessary to waste that time on.
All right,
But
nading
Nick
from
is just
below is actually the
ran
biggest troll I've
into
ever seen in
the
my
right
life. What
side
the
of
fuck
you.
is that
A
positioning?
big misplay and a big opening kill hasn't always been the indicator of success later on, but it's definitely a good start at the very least.
Listen, for the casters and production's sake, I'm rooting for Sintenegra here. I've been in their position. This is not a fun time to be.
Looking to see if
Come
he
on,
can find this
Sintenegra.
flank from
Please
downstairs.
stop
He's
trolling.
gonna
This is
push
the
a
flank.
bit more.
This is the flank.
Here
Skimsy.
we go.
Needed way more than one, dude.
Sintenegra is falling apart. They've only got 2
Ash is
players
down
left.
below as well. They can't try to deny this with the late round C4.
Popo
Oh!
trying to sneak in, can't quite get him. Flacco with 2.
We're going to overtime, baby.
And though he got a couple more
Overtime.
kills on the board, won't be able to end the map off here.
All right, other game has already started. Apparently, the 3-minute timer they put up was fake.
Fairly the same, exactly the same here. The only thing different.
Round
I was like,
2.
Glomoji. Well,
Glomoji
actually,
down,
Glomoji
1-0.
quickly just ran in on by
They did not reset the lobby. I didn't realize Kane got a 4K last round. That's funny.
On the down on Candle, they're going to be able to get him back up and keep fighting their way in towards the site.
Yeah, Skunky's gonna say, I need to slow down a little bit. He did almost get too over-aggressive, but the problem here with Thrive is they've overextended. They don't have complete control. They
Back
still
to the
have
exact
lead on
same bomb
Zach,
site,
who's now going
and
to rotate over, but
dude, they're
Aiden,
just
he
feeding them
has the
picks.
exact line of sight
They're
set
playing
up.
late
Now,
night siege,
Blacklist,
but
the
they're a little
players
too
are starting
loose.
to be condensed. They're starting to be crushed down, and now it's Thrive. All they need to do is isolate a couple.
All right, Spy.
1v1s, and they
See
get
how
the
it is at the end
round.
of the stream.
Well, Skunky's still.
I
trying
do
to
think
take
Kitchen's
some
like a
fights
good
with
site,
players
but
even inside
reattempting it
the
is odd.
site.
And then you're just taking very
So,
aggro
great
fights
spot
too.
to have Thrive. With just under a minute to go, they can start to work their way.
Ooh,
in here
Legion
and
went aggressive
utilize
into the
these
corner
advantages
then.
that they have.
Corner there.
They got to be careful because stuff like that might happen with Sinvale claiming Skunky's life. Moses just walked
Diffuse
right
kit
in,
is
beat him
down.
with
I don't know that it
Candle.
matters at this
And they're
point.
3 versus 2 now. Candle looks
I
for
think
the
Aim
spot.
Key can
Kane
pick up
tries to
Diffuse kit
cross.
too anyways.
Still, this seems to be a fairly unwinnable position with just about 40 seconds left. He'll have to try and reposition here. Maybe he has a player lined up outside on that shield. Nothing coming of that just yet. Twist will attempt the plant.
Kane knows one is
Thrive will push
behind
Kane
him.
heavily onto the back foot here.
Doesn't
Maybe
know
will
aim
confirm
keys
the
red
kill,
though.
however,
Beautifully
will
done.
confirm the kill just after. And Thrive still
Good
holds off
execute.
too
They're
well.
playing sharp. Despite how late it is,
It's
they're playing
really
pretty sharp.
hard to tell that if Thrive is just simply
Yeah, Senvale's subbing
being
in, right?
blacklisted like a book, or if it's simply
Or is
that
he actually
Thrive
on this
got
team?
to
I think he's
attack
just
the
subbing in,
same
though.
Site, the same exact setup, 2 rounds in a row. And finally, blacklisted, they'll be going to a different.
Yeah,
bomb site,
Tragic is
testing
supposed to be on this
Fireplace and
team.
Reading and give Thrive a round, or they don't know what.
But
to
Senvale's
expect.
subbing in
They don't-
instead.
Also, don't know what to expect, and now blacklisted. Their objective right now is to simply stop the bleeding. Stop
Senvale
Thrive
subbing in
from
for a
being
team
these
with 2
real
loud
attacking
homophobes is kind of
on
disappointing.
Cafe.
Yeah.
And the thing with Cafe is that
That is shitty.
Usually it is a defender-sided bomb site, but every once in a while, if you get the right bands, if you have the right play style from the attacking
Apparently
team,
he's
it
fully
can
joined them. I
completely
see.
lean far all the way over onto
This is the
attacking
second
side
time.
of
This is the
attack.
second day in a row he's subbing in for them.
And
So
again, it's the
it's
first
not
quarter.
surprising to me that he
We've only
has
seen
fully
2
joined.
bomb sites, and so we're not going to ask that question just yet, but we do need to see more from the strategy. We need to see more rotations. We need to see other players getting active on the board for blacklisted, because if they don't, Thrive is going to continue to read them.
Yeah, one thing I really like here from Blacklisted is the presence of the pulse. With how Cafe is set up, you can find great value with something like a pulse from down below. With a couple of C4s on the board, there should be no problem with them potentially finding a kill in a place like Piano, whether it be from up or from down below, or maybe just, you know, feeding an intel to a player up above.
Finally,
and
we switched
takes an
sites, but it's just
advantage
reading.
stun in that position.
Very basic
See what
site
numbers
setup going
were.
on here.
You got the
They don't
kill
want to go
so
top
well.
floor. They don't want to go mining.
Here's
Usually
the
that's
play. I
the
don't
decision,
necessarily love it, but I also
right?
don't
You
hate it.
you
It's
kind of
gonna
have to be
need a
either a
couple
top floor
castle
team on
barricades around
Cafe
it.
or a mining dining team on
At the same
Cafe.
time, you're also
I
making
guess
Thrive
blacklisted
lose
or
some of
neither.
their utility.
Zach, again.
It's only 2 people
very
top floor
aggressive,
too.
and this is
I
exactly
guess
what
like Kane,
Blacklisted likes to do
Senvale's
on
kind of
defense.
top.
They love
Senvale's
to
playing
take
white.
their aggressive players
Kane is
and
playing
put
in
them at
cocktail, and
every
then Zach
single
is
entry,
doing whatever
every
he's doing right
main
here.
entry point
What?
of the
What?
map.
MK just
Oh my
dropped
God.
before you even
Zach,
saw what
just
the
get the
drone
free
was gonna
gun
tell
empty.
you?
Again,
Oh
not
no, that's
expecting
just
him
bad
to be
habit.
there.
At least they get the trade.
Well, he's not much longer for this world as Skunky will claim his.
It's gonna make
life
taking out the
back
castle
after
barricades a
versus
bit
four, just
harder.
about a minute burned out. Right, we're gonna start
You
to
do have
work
a
their
gone.
way
You do have a
into the map
gone
now,
6 on
gain some of this
Capital.
control that has been vacated by Blacklisted with Zach's death.
So hopefully that's
looking
not
from
too
above,
bad.
very
Usually
careful,
castle
like I
barricades on
mentioned
this
earlier,
side
about the
are
potential
outer
of
castle
ultimate
barricades, so it's
C4.
also
They
possible the Ash
have
tried to
no
use them.
real
I guess you have
intel to
Zofia
actually
too.
find him and
We're
actually
seeing that get
shut
used for
him
the
down.
bulletproof.
So he'll just persist down below, continue to cause problems, or maybe not, as I curse him to an early grave and Thrive regain the advantage.
A great answer.
Glomoji 0-3. Interesting jumping from Skunky. Feels pretty unnecessary.
Again, Thrive
Yeah, Kane is on one right. On one today.
Will be Blacklisted finally finding their footing in the series on this defensive map of Cafe. All up to Twist in the 1v.
Aimkey's just making content. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Well, not for much longer, as Thomas will claim the last kill of the round. Had good intel as well, and finally Blacklisted find themselves around on the board. We'll swap sides now with Thrive.
That's a gotta wake up at 5 a.m. play.
But thankfully they have already pocketed 2 rounds for themselves and look to try and push that even further here. They'll start
Aimkey and
off
Twist prevented
on
the
Ryu.
BHB upper bracket
Similar-
qualifier run,
similar
and
with
now they
Blacklisted,
prevent
what we
them from
just saw
qualifying to the
Blacklisted. only real difference
last
we
day of
noticed initially
Swiss.
is the absence of the castle, which might hint at a little bit less pressure being put
There's a
on
few
them
tier
from
1
the
teams
up
playing as
above.
well.
So maybe they'll just sit back and wait.
WildCard are
just
playing,
try and hold
Oxygen
on
are
to the site
playing.
for as long as they can, rather than
Sonics might
trying
be
to
playing
slow
depending if they
Blacklisted
pull out or
down
not.
on their initial clear.
What Thrive has essentially put up with this defensive hold is every time you try to step in a position.
It definitely
right
feels like
outside the
something
site,
that shouldn't be
you're gonna get a
happening
trap
anymore,
on.
Boatman,
Whether it be
but
a Flores
meh.
or Rooney or even
here we are.
Lucian.
Welcome to tier 2
Whether you
Siege, I
clear
guess.
these mirrors that on top are being supported by that mute and going to have a player behind them. Once you've cleared that complete layer on the top floor, you have to hit the site with even more trap utility. It's what I like to call an onion layer defense from Thrive, giving Blacklisted problem after problem at every single layer of the map that they have to attack.
I'm really curious to see what the plan from Blacklisted is. Do they try to really clear above? Initially, I don't necessarily think they will. I mean, sure, you have to do so at some extent.
Last
but
I heard,
maybe they try
Sonics
to
were
clear
considering
directly
pulling
onto
out.
site.
I don't know if they have fully or
They
not.
don't really have
It
much
wouldn't
burst.
shock me if they
They have
did.
breach charges, but they don't have that dedicated operator. They
But
don't
also,
have a
like,
button. They don't have a
I don't know.
sledge,
It feels
so
kind of shitty to like commit to
maybe we don't
playing, get
necessarily see
announced,
that
and
here.
then pull
Instead,
out.
maybe we see
There's
more
nothing the orgs can
utility
really do about it.
rather
Like, if
than
Sonics don't want
soft
to play, they're not going to play.
destruction based.
But
40 seconds in, and as of right now, Blacklisted are playing this pretty slow. They have no to work with, and they haven't even really started to clear out the utility that I hinted they might.
why would they play out? They have nothing else to play. They might just not want to play. Like, you're right, they don't have anything else to play, but like, they don't have any reason to play either. The prize pool is quite small, and there's no reason to play other than prize pool. There is practice, but like, also, like, the next thing that actually matters isn't until September. So practicing right now,
all they're gonna do is waste 30 more
for some
seconds
teams,
to
may not
fall
feel worth it.
back down to sight. Thomas not even be able to get that camera and lose his utility. Just a lot of wasted.
Tommy not used to the Brava range. He's been out of the game for a minute. Give him a break.
Some utility starting to come in, but a C4 from Skunky down below will claim Zach's life early. Thankfully, the
It's something to do.
operator of
Chat,
Kane
some
is
people want a
still alive.
vacation.
Really the one player from Blacklisted that
I guess
cannot
Sonics already got a
afford to
long
lose
vacation
right
when they
now,
didn't make
as he's been
when they didn't make
really dominating
Manchester
in these
and didn't make
rounds. So this is
EWC.
the worst of opening deaths to lose, but still, nonetheless, not a great.
Maybe
spot
they
for
just hate
Blacklisted.
playing this game.
Minutes on the clock. They do
That's
get
my
low,
only
so he's
explanation.
going to be eventually, nope, not even dealt with. Actually, aim key on to Glomoji. And every time Blacklisted, they try to get something back. They try
I actually
and
don't think
hit
showing strats is
one
that big of a
point the
deal.
map.
Because whatever
As they're
strats Sonics
ready to
have
shut
right
them
now,
down, and it
they're going to
continues,
change
but a
them
gap
by the
has been
time they
spotted
get to
by
like
Senvale.
NAL.
Another one by Thomas. It's all a 1v1.
Like, there's
And
not
who
that
would've
much
guessed
to
that
show,
Senvale can't simply
in my
run between
opinion.
sites and get the round. A very great and structured hold by Thrive. Blacklisted not even really able to read into
Last season they complained about the off period. Now they won't play games.
Well, for right now, Thrive continue their reign of dominance as they continue just starting things off strong. They win their first defense, and I really think that Blacklist just horribly mismanaged that.
Yeah, I really don't know.
They had no utility
but
to clear any vertical. They really didn't even clear out. the
whatever
vertical at
happens,
all.
there are
They
still a couple
kinda
good
just
teams
walked
playing in
the
this
kill
tournament.
and then just stalled out.
And
that's kind of
to be
something
honest,
that
it's
we've
almost
talked
more
about
fun
before,
sometimes to watch the
is
shit
their
teams play.
inability to adapt. They saw what Thrive wanted to do, but they didn't really have a plan to deal with it. They didn't necessarily plan on maybe necessarily.
really
the
paranoid
top
about showing
ground being
strats.
So heavily fortified.
Gunner would know.
And they just
Yeah.
fell victim to it. They kind of, like I mentioned, just stalled out. And we need to see.
To
them
me, though, it
change
doesn't
that.
make sense
That's
because,
the
like,
consistency
Sonic's
that they're
committed to
showing up.
playing in Element 3 before they knew if they would qualify to Esports World Cup or not,
Blacklisted,
right?
they have a potential to win these next 2 attacks.
If they qualified to Esports World Cup, they would have had to pull out because there's a bit of an overlap. Or they would at least have to, they at least would have had to have forfeited a couple games. So, what's the play here? Was their goal just to qualify for EWC and then, like, use EWC as, like, warm-up scrims, basically? Like, you can't take the tournament serious if you win, and if you lose, you're pulling out. What's the fucking game plan then?
Well, as of
Did
right
SSG
now,
pull out due to Esports World
Blacklisted
Cup?
once again are just
I haven't heard anything about
relatively
SSG
slow.
pulling
They're
out.
just now starting to get on their lapels and start to
But
clear some of that initial map control.
they're
Jack
gonna
is
have to
repelled
forfeit a
from the
couple
building, and
games
I believe
minimum.
Thomas is about to join him over by the red hatch. They're just playing it pretty slow once again. It almost seems like they're playing scared. They don't really know what Thrive want to do and where they're playing it. And I don't really like what I'm seeing.
Benja versus Karn?
Not really
Fuck.
playing very
I
coordinated,
feel bad,
falling
man.
victim to everything
Benja
Thrive
comes
wants
to
do
North America
overall.
because he thinks it's a farmers league. He
They
thinks,
need
oh, I have to
something. They need
play.
something to
I have to
really
play
wait
against
for.
guys like Pamba. I could beat him. I have to play against guys like Grixer. I can beat him. Next thing he knows, he's going up against Karn. He's shitting his pants. He's sweating all over the place. He can't control his mouse anymore. His arm is spazzing out on the table. He doesn't know what to do with himself. As Karn laughs as he gets his ace after ace after ace after ace.
Time and time after again throughout this entire map,
Putting SSG and Benja into complete dirt, ending his career. Never the same player again. Yeah, it's pretty tough.
A whole lot to deal with, and because of it, it's simply just a checklist.
No, Upper Decky won. They absolutely smoked Team Cruelty today. 7-0 map 1 and then like a 7-4 or something.
Clean up some of the ceiling above the site and maybe find a kill from it as well.
All right, Blacklisted doing a full vertical. They've already lost their Ash, which is a great start for us.
Back towards the site. They're just playing back and waiting and seeing if Blacklisted will come to them, which of course they will have to do so as the time starts to dwindle. But right now they don't really have a way in to actually confront the defense head on.
50 seconds left on the clock. Blacklisted still not finding any answer to anything. Haven't found a way into the site. Haven't found a way to clear Candle. Matter of fact, I haven't even droned him. So
Presumably they've got.
Sure, it's a good guess that he's going.
Presumably
to be
they've got the
or
freezer
drone
hatch
in
open.
position. But 40 seconds left. No pressure happening whatsoever. Blacklisted. They're struggling.
They don't have a good way to drop. They have no smokes, no flashes. How are you actually going to drop this? Why did you bring fucking 4 nades? No flashes, no smokes? How are you going to drop this? Wait, actually, how do they drop this with the warden alive? All right, you nade him to force him back. Fair, okay.
They try to walk in. They're gonna run out of time though if they're not.
But he can just swing you now.
Here comes the swing.
Okay.
Holy crap.
Never mind. You just all get slaughtered, sure.
Goes their way there. Just 2
I
seconds
really
left
would have liked to
for
see
a
some
kill,
flashbangs
and
there,
that's the
or
round
smokes,
locked
or
up and sealed
anything.
in the bank for Thrive.
Oh, and we got another tech pause!
Just rage quit.
Honestly, yeah.
I hope these casters aren't casting tomorrow,
Again,
too.
I
I feel
talked
so
about
bad.
Clomoji being the main entry frag player, and when he's not able,
There's more Upper
get
Decky versus
that
themselves.
success
I mean,
on
like,
the
Upper
entry,
Decky, by the end of it, we're
shut
just
down
having fun,
easily
and
by the
Cruelty,
opponent.
we're just, like,
Blacklisted
actually in
have
pain.
an
Cruelty
absolute
were straight
horrendous
trolling by
start,
the end of
but
it.
we're actually going to a
They
quick
ran
break before
triple
we
Italian
begin.
shotgun. Oh my god. Tech pause, map 1, almost 1 a.m. Oh my god, an uplink won the map too. Alright. Let's see how many Rainbow Six players we can name by the time the tech pause ends. All right, we're going to start in North America with Dark Zero. We got Canadian. We got NJR. We got Panba. We got Nafe. We got Bolo. Great. One team down. SSG, we got Ashen. We got Forest. We got J90. We got Faults. And on SSG we have, oh my god, I'm so tired. Oh, Benja, obviously. Great. Awesome. Let's rock on with M80. We got Spoit, we got Kino, we got Cameraman, we got Noodle, and we got Citizen. We can move on over to, oh, Beast Coast, obviously. They got Gunner. They got Gaveni. They got Hot and Cold. They got their new guy, Diffuser. And they got Spirits. Yo, shout out for the raid. I'm not reading chat. You don't got to worry about Elpin. Okay. I guess I did just read that from chat. I just had to see what the ding was, though. Okay. Sonics. Grixer. Rexen. Merc. Adam. Geo. I know he's not technically on the team anymore, but I'm going to include him so I can get +1. And then, who's their actual fifth? Ambi, of course. Let's do Oxygen. They've got, I was about to put Foxay. Give me Diaz. Give me Gomez. Give me Newers. Give me Hat. And Yaga. Great. Let's see if we can remember LG at 12 in the morning. They got Eddie. They got Kixrow. They got Surf, obviously, now. They got Eddie, Kixrow, Surf. Oh, it's late. Fuck. I want to say Hat so bad, but I literally just put Hat down for Oxygen. What? I'm stupid as hell. Eddie, Kixrow, Surf. I was so confident I could get an A. We're gonna skip it and come on and move. We're gonna skip it and come back. Let's do Los. We got Sexy Cake. Fuck. Who do they have now? They've got Sexy Cake. They've got fucking their new pickups. Arthur and Wizard, who are adding. Is it Ask and Loira? No. Who did they cut Bursa, right? Legacy is their new kid. Loira's on G2. It's not Ask. Farius? Did they cut Far? No. They cut Far. They dropped Farius and they dropped Bursa. Sexy Cake, Legacy, Farius, Bursa, and the other guy. No idea. We'll skip it and come back. Let's run Europe real quick. No, let's run Brazil first. I actually think it'll be easier. Give me Palu. Give me Lagonis. Give me Nesk. Give me Maya. Give me Volps. Volps is still on the team, right? Yeah. No, didn't they drop Volps? Isn't Volps on W7M now? Give me Hertz. Give me KZ. Give me JV92. Give me hold on, I'm jamming. The guy who does their interviews. I've talked to him so many times. Rats around the map, runs all over the place. Not Nade, but he's also, of course, on the team. This can't be the end. Who's that fucking guy? Oh my god, I'm dying of heat stroke here. We'll skip it and move on. What is another Brazilian team? Handy. Cyber. Resets is on Liquid. We're just gonna keep Volps there. Handy Cyber. I can picture his face. This could be the end. Oh, the song has overtaken my brain. Water break. Hold up. Alright, hold on. We're going to move to Europe. We're going to move to Europe really quick. Give me Alamau. Give me the other players on that team. Loira. Blur. Doki. And Virtue's not on the team anymore. Finnish guy. Uno. Europe's kind of easier because they're all different countries. I can just think of the countries. My geography knowledge comes in. Give me Joystick. Give me Shepherd. Give me... I wanted to type Karzeka. He's been out for a minute. I'm just going to go all over the map now. Give me Blur. Give me Blur. Korea's greatest. Holy shit. Give me Anakin. Give me Soldier. Give me... Can I put MB Taylor? Is he still playing? Give me Reaps. Turdsta. Leader. Haven, I remember from chat. And Mentalist. Oh, give me Fisho Guy. Give me the brothers. I'm picturing their faces. Sajin. And Brendo. Oh, I forgot all of WildCard. I forgot they were a team. Give me Rampy. Give me Vert. Give me Spiker. Give me... Boss Goat. Rampy, Vert, Spiker, Bosco. Who's the last motherfucker on that team? Dude, how's the game still not started? I thought this would be like 10 minutes. This game started up. Alright, we're watching this game.
This space and maybe some more information. Grenading from below as his drone comes up from below. And he'll have that ability to get the active information as to where the other team is.
Attackers have
time
located a
being.
bomb.
Good spot on the player behind the bomb chassis. Almost good shot as well.
Oh, I forgot BDS.
But now he'll start to make his way forward. Gonna maybe go towards Secretary instead. He wants to walk
Okay,
straight
hands
into me.
in.
One player stuck behind that tilted
Vida
table.
King.
And that Lunar and Vipoa really have
Philippe
every
Hawks, I was
single
definitely
advantage in
picturing
this
his
situation.
face.
You've got Vipoa ready to shoot off the contact of Lunar.
No,
He
it's
just
a
needs
tough
to not try
night.
and get too active. Or rather,
Silent
Lunar
and
ready to shoot off
Wi-Fi.
the contact
How did
of
I miss
Vipoa,
Wi-Fi?
And that's exactly what happens. Lunar swings in from the other site through that doorway, connecting the two bomb sites.
Oh, I put blur
Make
twice instead of
sure that
blast.
round is a round for us.
Holy shit.
And even with Cinta Negra finding a lot of early space, they couldn't find much use.
Oh my
of
god,
it.
and Thrive Blacklist is finally coming back. Holy shit.
Timeout if you know what I am saying. And hopefully this break for Blacklisted allows them to get that resurgence, refresh their heads. It's early in the morning now. It's 12:42 Eastern Standard Time.
We're still on map
Thrive.
1, Goose. We're still
I
on map
know.
1.
Thrive. They're up 4-1. And I think out of every single match, not only
Aimkey
that
is
ICE has
struggling,
that
dude.
has
Or
taken
he's not
place
struggling.
in
He's
Q2,
in hell.
This is the match where your
Aimkey is in hell.
means
Bro
the
has
most.
to
And I
wake
think
up
Blacklisted,
in
they're in a very tough spot right now. Not only
4
just
hours,
4-1,
and he still has to
but
play at
they
least one
already
more
are
map.
A team that has not been known for structured plays, relying on individual heroism to have successful rounds and successful maps and series. That's how they got themselves through quals. But this is no longer a qual. This is an elimination match. They need to lock in, and they need to start playing sturdy, or else Thrive. They'll run away with this first map and potentially this entire series.
Well, as we get into round number 6, right now, Thrive are
It was active pros.
back
Geo
down to the
doesn't
mid
count.
floor for their defense. They're extending
He's
up above
so
the wall like
active.
we always see here on
He's
Cafe.
basically
They're
active.
playing up above, you know, they're just holding down some of these primary positions that you would expect them to hold, like Cocktail and like over by Freezer. You know, you've got those standard positions to try and just delay Blacklisted as long as you possibly can. And so far, it's worked out pretty well, if I'm being quite honest. For Blacklisted, they have not really gotten
I do
much
not
on the
have
map at
AC.
all on these attacks.
Honestly,
They haven't really
for
bared their
middle of
claws
the
and
night in a
completely
heat
shut down
wave
Thrive.
after streaming for 7 hours, I don't think that's a bad
Blacklisted,
list.
Answer for
I
this
don't think I
is
did that
going to be
bad.
Monty.
I
Kane
definitely
has been
didn't do good,
known
but I don't think I
for
did that bad.
occupying this operator, this bridge.
And
this
wouldn't you
route,
argue that
on
Blur
the
is
attack,
such an
been banned in
impactful
his
player
teammates
to
in
the
previous matches,
story
so
of
now he's
Rainbow
going to be
Six
able to let
Siege
loose, be able to
that
discover
he should be
how
counted
he
twice
can fully
anyways?
use this to his fullest potential. For right
Wouldn't
now,
you
just a couple
say
nomad jabs going off? Nothing's going to be banked off.
that
of it, and
Blur is
again,
just, he has the
Blacklisted
impact of 2
wasting
players?
So much time, basically, because they don't know exactly what they want to do. They can't find a
Ralph
successful
off
way
Bliss, but not
into
Phaser
clearing these
BDS.
operators on the top 4.
Or W7M. Okay, I deadass forgot BDS was a team.
Halfway through right
I was
now,
going
and
through
once
European
again, like
teams and I was like,
Blacklisted,
I did
almost
G2 and I was like,
scared to
what's
this
the
point. They're
next
just
BD?
sitting behind them
In
all
my
the
head,
time,
I just
change
thought,
the
all right,
walks
G2,
forward.
number 1 team,
And
and
so
then I
far,
just
he's
started
not
thinking about like
effective.
worse
Right,
European
Cat Cannon,
teams,
he's
like
gotta worry
teams
about
that weren't at the top.
Remy.
That's where my
Also,
brain
there
got
is the Legion
confused.
as well, so plenty of utility dedicated to slowing down this shield push, but instead with limited
I
time,
did think of Wolves,
Blacklisted will
ITB,
opt to
and
set their
Secret,
sights
but
on
I
the
wasn't
site
confident
itself.
enough on any of them. I could have done Wolves.
Again,
Who's
when
their
they
other
look
new
at the
player
clock,
other than
they're
Lasmu?
trying to
I don't know if I
balls
could have
up, but
gotten
they
their other new
found
player.
A small gap. Still going to have to deal and take down Moses if they want to get the bomb down. And on top of that, the players they're starting to retake, but Glow Moji gets one on to aim key to start off
Asa.
this
I would have
round.
never got Asa.
That shield
Even
key
if I
will
was
push
like in
forward all the way
my
in
right
train,
state of
will keep
state of
Moses
mind,
at
I wouldn't have
bay
gotten
advantage,
Asa.
and Aim key dead first, but there's a
Holy
nice
shit,
flick
Senvale.
from Moses
Good night,
back
old
to
man.
Senvale.
Moses,
Man
that
can't
was
manage
one of the
with 4
C4s
drop
of
here.
all
The shield
time,
will be
but
taken down, and
you're
Game will
panicking and you
punishment
just hit a
Moses
nasty
ATB,
shot,
or
so
at
I'm
least
gonna
half of
forgive
them
it for
gone
now.
because of that. Still just pushing forward here. They're just waiting. Moses is being kept at bay, but here's the push up from Twist, who's able to shut one down.
Why didn't Monty do that like 20 seconds
Get
ago?
Thrive once again the man advantage, but Zach's going in and doing some good work right now. There's just a player on red stairs that he's not ready for, but Twist is also above. And
Insane
Snuggle
they
playing
tried that
final
with
kill
0
of that
vert
round.
control.
And Thrive
Like,
continue their streak of
I get
dominance
that they
through
tried to have
another
vert
cafe.
control at the start, but once you
Going
lose
now
vert control, I
into
feel like you
halftime
back out the window and you try to retake
timeout.
vert. Although I don't know that there's a lot of
Blacklisted is
thinking going
down
on here.
5-1.
Oh yeah, give them another fucking
And I
45-second
think essentially
halftime.
this
That's
is
what
the
they
point
fucking
where
need, bro.
a timeout can't
This
be
halftime
that
is so
bad.
stupid.
If we're really looking at this, every avenue They go into the site, whether they clear an entire floor, execute, it's all fail. It's really all just a
I think
complete
Bibu and
failure
Shinka
from
were
Blacklisted on
dropped,
this
right?
map.
I didn't think they
Keep in
left. I
mind,
don't
this
think
is
they
Thrive's
left.
map, and Cafe Blacklisted have not played an entire phase 2. This is unknown territory for them. Also, didn't play it in the quals neither.
Yeah, Blacklisted are getting
So,
shit on.
this is
Aimkey
honestly what
stays my
seems
king.
Like to be a playing ground for Thrive. There is still a potential, a small potential, but what we've seen from this first map, it looks like Thrive is going to continue to stride.
I'm gonna take a.
I didn't think Bibu was bad enough to get dropped at all. I was very critical and shocked at that roster move that they dropped Bibu.
I didn't hear that, honestly. My brain is just.
I mean, clearly they're doing well without him, so maybe they know better than I do.
I'm sorry.
I didn't think Bibu
didn't
Shinka were the
hear you
problem
say Thrive
personally
is
on that
thriving,
roster.
And so I thought it was funny, and I was gonna be creative. And
Yeah, I don't think either of them were on teams. I think they were playing with. Didn't they play on a stack though?
And they're gonna go
Not
to
like
the
a real
top
team, but like a
4.
stack
And with that,
in the
I have to
quals
think
of
that they
something.
might play this a little bit more forward. They've
Thought
got
they
the
were playing
capital
for
to maybe
somebody.
deny some of the early entry points from Thrive, and not only that, they've also just got a fairly aggressive lineup with something like the Wamai and like the Striker to try and just keep Thrive out of the building.
10 seconds to go.
And honestly, all Blacklisted needs is something, whether it is getting success on that entry, whether it's clearing.
Deadshot
out
was
a
tough because
position
some games he looked
around
really
the
good and
map.
some games he did not look good at all.
All they need is to get something. If they can get a couple of rounds,
I just feel
out
like the
here,
team
even
wasn't on
if
the
they're
same
lost
page.
going into
So maybe
Oregon,
dropping these
it'd
players
still
will
be
help them get on
fantastic.
kind of
They
the
can
same
still learn a little
page.
bit
But like,
about themselves, and they're going into a map that they won great.
it felt like Mowgli wanted to rush every single fucking round, and the rest of the team, like, at times were just so fucking slow that they couldn't get anything done.
Right now,
I don't know if it was like an
Blacklisted
individual
are
skill
playing it
problem on
back
anybody.
towards the
If
side. I
anybody, it was
hinted that they might
probably
try to play a little
P4.
bit more forward, but instead, they're just holding on to the site as a whole and playing a member or two
But I think
down
all
below,
in
so a
all,
little bit
like,
different style of defense.
it
but I
was
don't
just they didn't
blame
really
them at all for
mesh.
Trying to hold down below.
Like their
You
playstyles
can
just
deny
didn't really
different
line up.
angles from down there. You can hold your staircases.
Who's more bad than
Just a
good?
couple different great spots you can gain value from by holding different floors of the site. But not only that, looking at
I don't know.
Thrive's
I think it
attack
depended
so
on the
far,
tournament.
it
I
helps
think he had some
hold
good
on to
games.
multiple different floors
I
when
don't know.
Thrive are taking things too
I
low.
wouldn't have
You
dropped
can
that
kind of
shot.
catch
But
them
also,
off guard
like,
eventually in the late round on a late round
Lailoon's
play.
gonna know the inner
Not only
workings of
that,
that
just
team
keep
far
them
better than I
play
do.
down below
So
and deny the hatch entrances. So that's a great
at the
balance.
same time, like I do kind of just want to trust the
And
organization on this one.
initial round for Thrive is great. They haven't gotten a whole.
Am I gonna
lot,
stream
but
any
they've
of
started
Esports
to
World Cup?
apply
I'll be streaming
pressure.
all of
Tom
Esports
is
World Cup.
still so much
Every
defender
single
until
game.
Senville staying strong in this bar position, but he's cut off.
Unless
He
I
can't
lose a
rotate.
leg.
He has two people on.
If I'm
his
hospitalized because of a
skylight
freak
and another
accident where I
on
lose
the
one of my
side
legs,
of
I'm not gonna be
his
streaming every game.
window,
I might
and
miss a
it's
couple.
Skunky to get it in. The very first a kill from barbed wire that I've seen in my entire life, and the bomb's going down.
Barb
Now,
kill.
I've
That's
never
pretty
seen a
good.
barbed wire kill, just ever. Skunky getting
I've never seen a
planted
barb
on
kill.
here.
Obviously, you know,
Now puts
barbs haven't
Blacklisted
done
in a
damage
terrible
for
spot,
that
especially with
long of a
Moses playing
time,
above
but
on the hatch, but Thomas will get a kill on 2 twists, so now it's man advantage for Blacklisted, and another one falls. So now it's all up to Moses, left alone on the hatch. He'll have to drop in here. He's got the mirror window working against him. Leads some damage.
dude,
Deals
Moses
some
is
damage right
panicked
back,
as
but Thomas
fuck.
will win out
Dude,
by
Zach was
Black
fighting
List
Moses.
draw just
Both
a
players were
little bit closer.
panicking like crazy, and then Tommy cut off the fuse kit. Like, bro,
Great
chill.
round.
Let's
Just a
let's
great
win this
game.
round.
It's something that Blacklisted needed. Thrive, just working so fast. But the problem.
You love the
was
barb
they weren't
changes?
able to
Yeah, I
account
think the barb
for
changes
the
are fine.
defender player positions around the site. Last 2 players on Blacklist were able to retake and kind of just suffer.
I don't know. Did the barb changes change much? Do you think?
Plant situation. Both
I feel like they're a pretty
no
minor change.
longer occupying that roof and skylight.
What's up, Depressed?
Forced to take those gunfights, forced to essentially try to survive. But they couldn't. It was Blacklisted to survive another round.
The players are still
That's
gaming.
themselves just ever
I'm still
so
streaming.
closely to
That's where we're at.
potentially tying it up. But the word right now for that is potentially. Thrive. Still only 2 rounds away from taking this map away, sending us to a second one. But they're going to need to do a whole lot more. Still got to do an attack. Still got to win a couple more attacks. And it's going to be a difficult one.
First
to
rehost of the
Blacklist
BO1, and it's
not
currently
absolutely nothing
12:40
they
for
can
me.
try pretty much anything. They're in a position where they have to do something. They have to put Thrive on the back foot, because if they don't, they're going to find themselves going to the second map rather quickly than they thought.
Rip Imkey.
Map 2 would be Oregon if we get there. It's a map that both teams have played. It's a map or it's a map that both teams like, rather. We're not quite there just yet. Thrive still need to come back and prove themselves potent on some of these attacks. I want to see them bring this Monty back, quite honestly. They had a good Monty attack in their first round of attacks, and they haven't really played it since, instead opting for this really heavy utility-based lineup. And while, sure, that's good and all, they're losing that main spearhead of the Monty that worked so well for them. But not only that, they're also not really giving themselves, that
Bro
safety
ain't
to
even
walk in
15.
behind and that extra information.
Hey, that's
that
what people
Monty
said
can
about
bring.
Spiker, all right? That's what people said about me back in the day.
30 seconds to the
Fuck,
round,
that's what people say about me
getting
today,
a
let's
lot
be
of
honest.
utility over by the small bakery position.
Let him live.
Not
Let him
only-
play Siege,
again,
that's what I
allowed to
say.
get so much. Not only does this clear a path, getting rid of that Malusi, allowing the
Come
players
on,
of
Thrive.
Thrive
Let's
to
close this
walk
shit
into
out.
that position, take that
They're about to
control
attack Kitchen successfully for the
relatively easy without having
third
to worry
time
about that
in a
Malusi
row.
gadget right
Again,
on
it's going to
that
be a bakery
bar.
take where they use
And again,
Capitao to
so
smoke
much
the vert
time
angles.
so early in the first minute of this round is going to make it a lot easier for them to pressure. But it's Zach to run out to get the very first kill. An aggressive play, but a much needed one at that.
Did SSG win today? Yes. Yeah, they beat
Yeah,
Karn.
Listed have done a pretty good job about the opening picks since the rehost. They get that one there, give themselves a bit of an opening, but not only that, they destroy
No
one of the
reinforcements for a
primary operators
rehost
that would
here.
have helped
Oh,
clear
they
out
didn't
some
burn
of
the
CCs,
magnet. They
like
lost
the
a smoke to
Malusi
one of those
Banshees,
magnets. That
like
feels
the
kind of
shield
bad.
that Thomas is playing with. But despite that, Thrive will press
They don't
on.
have
They'll
great
continue
utility to
work
clear the
their way
magnets, to
forward
be
and burn
honest.
out
Their
some of the
only flashes were on
targets using
Flores,
that
and Flores
ace.
died
But not only that,
first.
they're just going to rush right in, and Glomoji will be more than happy
Yeah,
to
now they
retwist
kind of
the
just have to
bullet to the
hammer their
head.
heads
Another
against the
one
wall.
for him.
Not a great
It's a
take,
5
to be
versus 2,
perfectly
there's
honest.
about a
They
minute
just
to
didn't really
go.
get their util in the way they
And with
wanted
that,
to.
Thrive will have to
If they'd been able to
reconsider
use their
options.
Capitao smokes a little
They
bit
don't really
better,
have much to work
by keeping Candle alive and clearing the magnets with the
That's a great
ADSs,
example, and I
they
think
probably have a bit of a
Blackhawks
better start here,
translating
but
over onto this
this is
defense,
like a
they
little bit of a bad
finally
start with
realized
one
and
guy getting
understood the
one guy
mistakes they were
dying
making.
early, and then it's just
There were
spiraled
so
into
many
like
huge
disaster into
mistakes on
disaster
their
into
first initial
disaster.
quarter on defense. It was relatively easy.
Hey, but AMQ got
to
his.
fix. AMQ gets one onto Thomas though. It's a good opening pick for Thrive, but a 2v4.
Jesus
No
Christ.
info, no map control. You don't even have bomb.
Why was
in
there
your
a child
chassis.
past their
It's gonna be
bedtime?
a difficult
Alright,
one at
bro.
that, and
All
definitely
right.
a feat that Thrive are going to have to overcome. But they have the avenue. They have some intel. There's some potential.
Why is
of just
Glowmoji a villain?
crossfires
He's just a
on them
transphobic
simply
weirdo
going to
loser.
be a very difficult one at that.
Yeah, most definitely difficult, especially when Amke has to go for a rotation here. He has not really anything going his way. He's just going to try and find maybe a freebie over by the whiskey side of the map. Moses as well is working his way in. There's a player right in front of him, but he can't really see him because he's blocked off by the kitchen counter. He'll just have to walk right in here. There's a crossfire inside a prep. Amke will get one on his way out, but with his teammate down, he's not much longer for the world, and Zach will end out that round with another kill. Blacklisted draw just a little bit closer.
Again, we talked about
This is Thrive's
Blacklist.
map pick.
just
They
need
expect to win
inch their
this
way up
this
in the
map
rounds. If they
regardless,
could get
but
a flawless quarter on their defense, get 3 rounds in a row. And
honestly,
push
they're still in a
themselves
really good position.
all
Even
the
if
way
Blacklisted go up
closer,
4-3
that
here,
5-4 score
or
would be
5-4,
so desired. That would
Thrive
be
are still in a
great
position where like they get to
opportunity for
swap to
them.
defense after this
Really
round.
great one.
They're gonna get
But
3
the problem is
defenses,
Thrive,
3
even if
defense
they
attempts.
do
They need
get
1
that
for
score a little bit
overtime,
closer, find
2
themselves with
for a
5-4
straight up
score, they're
win.
going to have the attack.
Like Thrive
We're
were in
seeing a
such
lot
a
of
good
different
position after the
gameplay. We're
first
still
half that
seeing
like
aggressive
even though
playstyle on the
this
road.
third quarter has not gone their way, they're
Blacklisted
still in a
those
really good
attackers
spot.
very early on, making sure that they're known. But it's Thrive really faltering here, making a couple of mistakes, overlooking the positions of these roamers and these defenders. And that's what's really let these rounds slip away with them. But Thrive's a team that at any point they could really strike back.
Well, hopefully they do that here. They really need to get themselves on the match point and get some of this momentum back after Blacklisted take 2 rounds in a row. Still a lot of work to be done in this game. I hate to bring it back up again, but I really think for Thrive, they need to bring this Monty back. That was really...
I do think so
the
too.
one
I think the
time
caster hit the nail on the
where they
head.
had
I think bring the
success
Monty,
without
bro.
Monty, they just haven't
Monty's
been
so
quite as
busted
potent.
right now. Anytime he's not banned, and this is a good sight for Monty.
I agree.
Clearing
I
top
think
floor by walking down the White Hall feels
Blacklisted
really, really
is
good as the
in a
Monty.
position here
Then you can walk down the
to
white
really
stairs
start
and,
to drain
you know,
mental Thrive.
drop laundry if
Thrive
you want
being
to.
up initially 5-1, and if they come out of this in
Go
6-4,
plant
6-5
reading. You get a lot of
scoreline,
options.
going into the second map, you're going to work the mental.
What do they have for this
Obviously,
castle? They got
Blacklisted is
Hibana.
going
They
to definitely
got
be on the side of the
Gone
team
6 on
with the
Buck.
worst mental
They got
here, or
Ash.
At least with, you know,
This should
the
be fine.
worst feat of having to deal with that mental
Can
game.
openers if they're
Again,
really
if you
desperate, but
can, you know, really dwindle down that mental on Thrive, especially get a couple of rounds, really expose your faults, get some knowledge on what you need to work on going on to Oregon. It's a great opportunity for Blacklisted. But again, all they've really had this entire stage, this entire map, is simply just
oh, he
opportunity.
looked at the
Haven't
vert
really
angle
been
too. He
able
just didn't
to
look
really
long
bounce
enough.
off of it, but
Candle got
Glowmoji bouncing
horrible
off of his
timing,
team,
and now he's
winning the very
0 and
first
4
pick,
since
and
the
he
rehost.
gains it in the trade.
Oh, tough start for Candle.
Blacklist to keep themselves in this round. But the question is for how much longer? The real good news for them is they killed Candle on the Buck. Candle has not been doing very well since the rehost at all. That's not a great operator to lose first, especially considering that this is a middle floor site and vertical destruction.
And they have
would be
claymores
very
on Ash
prevalent
instead of
here.
breaching charges, so that's like
And
all
in
of their
about
soft
halfway through the
breach
round
too.
is Moses, as he looks to get
They have
himself
like
in
all
position
basically
for the
0
fight
soft
later
breach now.
on.
They just
Join
have like
by
I guess
Skunky
Ash
when that
charges
opportunity
and
does come.
Hibana charges.
Zach actually lurking above will walk forward here, but he's not for much longer
Zach
as
delivers a
Moses
freebie.
will
And now they're gonna
finish
hit
off.
horizontal
Nice
with
read there.
that.
That's
Ooh.
sight control, pretty well given up. We're not
I
actually
kind of
sight
like that
control.
too, because
Sight
they know this
not
guy's in
mining,
train. They got a
still
good
mining
cover from
control.
above.
Nonetheless, given up.
This is a good call. I don't know who
for
made this
Blacklist.
call, but I like it.
And on top of that, still a lot of control.
You don't need to
being
full
held
clear
here,
top on
even
this
though
bomb
if it
site.
isn't fully from
Nice, and they
MP.
take down
Twist,
Glowmoji.
though, gets
Huge.
another one on to Glowmoji, and this is it. This is Thrive's chance to get that round.
BP
going
on white,
into their
kinda
defensive
whatever.
Half. It's all up to Thomas and Kane and the 2v4.
Yeah. Who has defuse kit? Nomad? Fine.
Well, make it a
That's fucked up.
3v2.
That's fucked
Thomas
up that he
Kane
did
will
that.
get a kill right
That was
back
defuse
to
kit.
Keep Thrive at bay for just a little bit longer, and he'll actually start to ascend the staircase. A run-in from Moses goes unpunished by Thomas, and actually Thomas will pop right back up and kill Twist in the process. Now with the diffuser going down, Kane just runs
No, he
right
stops
in.
defuse kit.
And now
Where the
it's
fuck is
8.
aim key? We're
All of a
baiting,
sudden,
bro.
left alone in a 1 versus 2 with a lot of work yet to do. He's gonna have to walk in here and reclaim this diffuser, but with 15 seconds left, he's not really in a great spot here, especially considering where it is the Blacklisted are playing. He will get 1 kill, but does he know where the second player is?
If
on
he
White's
sprints
stairs?
down
It
White,
doesn't
he can
seem
win.
Like he initially does. He doesn't have really much HP to go and take to this fight. He's just gonna go for it, but running away is Thomas.
Good
He will
try.
survive.
Fuck, he was
And
actually
Blacklisted
so
will
close
survive
there.
that round with a win.
If he just focused, yeah. I mean, I don't know if there's
Thrive
anything he could have done to win the 1v1.
Doing too much in that round. They had control of sight. They could have gone in, got the plant. They simply didn't have.
That's
enough
fine. That's
control on
honestly
the other
fine.
side of the map. And
Again, they
gave
still get
away
3
too
defenses
many
in a row
isolated 1v1
to win
occasions
2
those
rounds.
Last 2 Blacklisted players.
And it's their map pick, so they're
Because
going to
of it,
start defense and
Blacklisted
overtime
are able
anyways. So
to
they really only
escape
need
that
1.
quarter with a couple of kills, and
But they'll get
now
2.
We're going into the point where Blacklisted have won 3 rounds in a row. Sure, it is on the
They're feeling a lot
defense,
better
though,
if they can get 2, that's
but
for sure.
Thrive, that mental, going up that far, losing pretty much flawlessly to your opponents on a half that you should have at least had a 2-1 advantage. It's gonna really haunt Thrive, especially after losing a round like that, so deficit, and just like a 2v4.
It's currently 7 a.m. in
Thrive,
Europe.
their main objective right now, so they don't let this game
Just
slip
thinking
away,
about
is
what the
to
European
simply
viewers
just
might be
continue focus on the objective
might be
at
waking
hand,
up to watch some
create
NA
what
Tier
is
2
some would
Siege.
consider a checklist, and
Any
Blacklisted
early
can
riser
give up a
Europeans
little
in
bit,
chat?
but again, Thrive simply just falling off a little bit.
We really need to see them just get back to the basics.
6 a.m.?
Like,
Yeah, okay,
No,
6 a.m. in
honestly.
the UK.
Blacklisted aren't doing anything special, and that's something that we've seen.
You
from them
haven't
before.
slept.
They, just do the same thing.
A true grinder.
And
We
when they play
appreciate
against,
that.
Those teams that have the dedicated coaching staffs like Centenegro, we saw them earlier on, and other teams along those lines, they got counter-stratted very effectively. Right here, we don't really see that because Thrive, are like we mentioned, more of a quote-unquote pug stack, if you want to call it that. They're not necessarily as coordinated.
Make
they
my
have
day if
as
I
a
could wake up
coaching
and watch
staff.
Thomas play
Still
live.
Fighting back in their own way. They need to wake
It's
back
whatever
up. Their perfect
European
opportunity
wants
will
is
come
to
with the
wake up
opening
and watch
pick.
Thomas
It's a
with
direct
an without an
one-for-one
H.
trade as Zach eats the dirt. And now
Play
Glowmoji will
Rainbow
put
Six
AP right
Siege.
in the dirt. The man advantage once again for Blacklisted, looking to tie it up.
So much
Not what
aggression,
you
just
want.
Thrive trying
Not
to
what you
make
want. That's the 2
Blacklisted
top frags on
entry
Thrive,
points.
both
Blacklisted
going
getting on the
down.
map, trying to take so much map control, trying to put the
They
pressure.
take Zach
so
with
close
them.
to
I mean, that's
sight
not a bad
early
pick, but
on, And they escaped.
Actually, killing the
without
Mira
Zach.
when
They
you
do
have
get
a,
Skunky and
sorry, killing
Enki.
the
It's a
Ashe when you have a
huge
Mira
first
is
opening round,
quite
but the
good.
problem is they still have to convert this into
Hmm.
another one, and it's Glowmoji punishing Candle for
I don't know
overswinging,
that they need to
getting
be playing
too
aggressive like
aggressive.
that. Yeah, they're in man
Thrive
disadvantage,
now
but
in
like
a 2v4
I think a
on the
late
exact
flank
same
is
bomb
is gonna do
site,
you a lot
but they
better.
found
The
themselves
problem
in
is you can't really
4v2.
late flank because of gridlock
Blacklisted,
though.
they have everything
And
in their power,
Nomad. You're just
complete
not
top
flanking this round.
control, all the way over into mining control, ready control. They have everything in their favor. It's a round that is not impossible to lose, but statistically, you have every advantage possible.
You say that, but they
Okay,
just
bad
lost
Monty
four
play
versus
will
two.
certainly help.
And it starts off well.
That was
Moses, as he's
pretty
able to put
horrendous from
in the
Kane.
dirt. Nowhere Monty
I'm
is
glad
able
that
to
dude's
pull
on
it
Monty
out.
because he clearly can't play it,
Still,
and also
great players
he was
from Blacklisted
he was
with
kind
the
of
amount
frying
time. It's
people when he had a
definitely
gun in his
not
hands
unwinnable
earlier in this game.
for Blacklisted. Still up above, but they've let Twist retake, so maybe he could provide a thorn in the side of Blacklisted when the push does comes. A nade will go his way. Will not do any damage.
I'm
to
so
him.
nervous. I'm so
Twist
nervous
is
for
allowed to
Twist.
persist up here. He's just gonna try and wait things out.
Blacklisted are stalling
See if
out though.
he can't
Ultimately, Twist
continue to
doesn't need
cause
this kill. He
problems.
just
It
needs to
seems
make
like
sure
they
that
might just start to
he
ignore him and
continues to
rotate
hold
their
above the
focus towards
site.
site itself. Sudden be able to lead a ton of damage from a player up above. I believe that's Twist pushing his way forward, and will still try to take this fight. Work
Twist,
his way up, pop the mirror window.
like a
But in
ghost in the
meantime,
night,
Twist
has
escaped
retreated
back
to
the
reading.
site and will start to retake his
Bit of a bad
focus
swing,
forward.
can't
Twist is left
lie.
swinging again, still trying to be aggressive in this situation.
No,
but will
that
reload
was
and
good
walk
push
right
from
into the
Thomas. I can't lie.
crossfire of Thomas.
Fuck.
And
Yeah.
Thomas actually will get both kills on his way out. And Blacklisted have tied the game at 5.
Again, Thrive continuing to make so many
I cheered wrong.
over-aggressing, over-swinging, and taking
All good, Spy,
gunfights
all
that
good.
Simply, they don't really need to. We saw the
Midday
player
Japan
over by
watchers might be out
Bathroom
there. We get some
keep
Japanese
Candle
chatters every now and
swinging
again.
Emoji, hoping to get a kill, hoping to strike back and even out the man count. He was punished. Aimkey, even after getting the very first entry pick, re-swung onto the window, no intel whatsoever, and was exactly punished for it because the attacker that he died to
Third
knew
best
exactly
player in
where he
Mirage
was, knew
history.
exactly, most likely where he was going to be swinging. Again, Thrive. 4 rounds in a
Someone should make a
row.
tier list of the greatest players, the
Have
greatest
been
Mirage
lost.
players of all
The
time.
mental.
Hot and Cold
I
is
talked about Blacklisted,
undoubtedly
it was
number
going to start
one.
weighing on them, but now it's Thrive. You can really see in their decisions how they're just simply
Hot and
getting
Cold
agitated, a little over
Takes the first spot, no questions
and it's
asked.
really punishing them late in this very first map.
Who's second is the real question.
Well, with Thrive
Dream?
now having lost 4 rounds in a row, they are significantly on the back foot. And
Wee.
their mental,
Guess
like
where
you're talking
I'm
about,
watching
definitely
from.
has to be tested here.
I'ma guess
Gotta
Quebec because
find
I just
themselves a
don't
way
believe
back
anybody
into
from
this
France is
game
watching the
because
stream at
they really
7
are
in the
just
morning.
falling apart,
I was
quite
thinking about
frankly,
Benji Mula.
overall. It just seems like Blacklisted have started to read into what it is that Thrive want to do. But not only
Marm is
that,
not
they're
second.
also just out-fracking them entirely. Zach's doing great, Glowmoji's
Hot
doing
and
great.
Cold,
And even the rest of the team is definitely not slouching behind. Candle
Probably
has not
Dream
been
into Benji
good
Mula.
at all since the rehost. And if
I don't even hate
Thrive
Benji
gonna
Mula
find
into
their way
Dream
back
though.
into this game, it's gonna be because he
Are we
wins
judging them
exactly
based
what
on
live and die
how
on
good they
Candle.
played after they left Mirage? Or are we judging them based on how
Thrive
good they
simply
played
just
whilst
feeling
they
the
were on
pressure from
Mirage?
these Flores drones, trying to clear the utility over.
I think
playing
if we're
small
judging them
and
based on
big
how well they played
angry.
on
I like
Mirage,
this
I
from
think
Blacklisted,
Benji
not
Mula might
getting
get
too
second.
over-aggressive, not just simply taking map
Didn't
control as
Dexter
they
also
have,
play
like
for
we
that
did to
team?
see
I don't think
Small Baker.
Dexter's
It's
second,
clear,
but I
it's
think Benji
open.
Mula might be.
Ash, Glowmoji, he's not going to jump in. He's
Oh,
not
oi,
gonna
oi,
take
oi,
it
Aussies.
But
I read it
instead,
as a wee,
rather,
wee, wee.
back. He's going to wait. He's going to allow
That's
his
pretty
teammates
good.
to clear a path for him, drone him in, give him the perfect opportunity possible to strike, and that's exactly what Blacklisted need to do if they want to take down this map. And Zenvale takes down Moses for the very first pick.
Another
It's all
opening
coming
death.
apart
Thrive
here
might be
for
choking this,
Thrive.
chat.
Blacklisted with yet another
Thrive
opening
might be
pick and
throwing
yet
this one
another
down the
chance to
gutter.
win another round. They find themselves in a great spot, just sitting outside of the
Aw,
site door
man.
and sitting on another kill as Twist hits the dirt. Thomas with yet another one for his team. He starts to walk in. Aimkey seems like he has a gunfight from long range, but cannot quite find the kill on Zach. He actually will
Aimkey
finish
takes
off
down his
Glowmoji
arch
to
rival,
give his team an answer back.
but I don't think it
Candle was quickly
matters.
dealt with by
Candle
Zach,
0
and
and
Blacklisted
6
retained
since
the
the
man advantage.
rehost. I believe he's not 0 kills entirely. I think he did get a kill or two
The
before the
1v3.
rehost, but
Kane gets the knife kill onto Ain. They know
Still
exactly
not
where
where you want to
Sentinel's
be.
gonna get the bomb
Can he deny that
down.
plans? He can't see it.
Simply
I don't think
just
you can
trying
deny
to
it.
find an opening with the Monty. It's simply a task that is just too hard to ask.
I'm continuing to say a
rock in
Rooney
between
shield
a
should
hard
punch. A
place.
Rooney
30
punch
seconds
should
on the
knock
blue
Monty
fuse,
back
and
like an
all
Oryx
Skunky can
dash.
really do here is just bide his team some time. Talk over the round, explain what they did wrong and what they can do in the next one. It's Thomas to finish off Skunky. And now
They rehosted and Blacklist installed their
look at
cheats.
what could be a
That's fucked up.
5-1 reverse flawless comeback on Thrive, and Thrive are most definitely in the hot seat.
Wouldn't say Marv is a terrible player, but she struggles in the current
Blacklist.
metas. Yeah, I mean,
Going their way. Man, oh man, how Thrive have fallen off a cliff.
Marv's a tier 2 player.
A lot of work to do here. I'm surprised no timeout coming in, but then again, no Blacklist.
If a Rooney punch knocks down Monty, what's the point of Oryx? The point of Oryx is not to counter Monty. The point of Oryx is for like gimmicky shield jump or hatch jumps and dash out of position strats.
But we really need to see them just
Listen,
get
I
more
just
in the
need
face of
Oryx.
Blacklist.
I just need
They're
Monty to
giving
get fucking
Blacklist too
nerfed, man.
much
I just need
control,
some way to
and
beat
they're
this
also just
shitty
not
ass,
necessarily
annoying ass,
shooting
fucking
back
ass
to their
op.
full capability. They could find those frags right back.
If that comes at the
Chance
cost
to
of
get
not
this
seeing more
overtime and
Oryx in
maybe
comp
pull this
play,
map
I'm
back.
okay with that. That's a sacrifice
On
I'm
top
willing to
of that,
make.
Thrive are just taking gunfights, initiating these entry positions.
Yeah, Oryx is a
based off
goofy
of
little
not a lot of
guy.
support, whether it be from a
Do I think the
secondary
all-time
defender,
Mirage
he's
team
right
could
behind
win
them, ready to
NAL?
get the
No,
trade,
absolutely not.
Intel, or absolutely anything. They're just simply taking these gunfights to take them, hoping they get the pick, hoping they can.
Mom got a
get a
pity.
very
Mom got a pity.
aggressive
Invites to tier 2 and did not win a
pick
single game. She's in tier
away
2.
from Blacklist and get the upper hand, but it's exactly what has led.
How would I
them
describe the current
down
meta
this
in one
rabbit
word?
hole
Monty.
Of this downfall spiraling.
Deadass.
Blacklist
It's the
has
Monty
taken
meta.
Control, flown up past the depths of that.
He's
5-1
banned almost
depths
every
they
single game.
originally found
And when he's
themselves
not banned, he
in,
just
and now
runs
will
havoc
potentially
on the
take
fucking
Cafe,
server.
Which, keep in mind, was Thrive's map
NAL is in
last pick.
September.
What's up, Max pick?
You know, it's kind of at that point where it's like you gotta throw everything out the window. Intercast,
Yeah.
Thrive, you just gotta throw something at the wall. And see
Thinking
if it
Nate deserves to be
sticks.
back?
Ah,
Isn't
so
that
you're
dude just
saying
like
it's
buying
time
and
for
selling
a
real
armor
estate
rush.
these days?
I love it. That's my kind of play right there, as I'm sure you know. But nonetheless, for Blacklisted here, they brought the Monty back. I kept saying this for Thrive when they were on attack. Bring the Monty, please. And Blacklisted apparently heard me. Thrive did not. It's been working
Thrive
out
on their
great
last leg
for
to hold
Blacklisted, rather.
reading
They've
room
had great success with the
and
Monty on the attack,
fireplace.
and mostly because of the fact that they've been using it to keep Thrive at bay.
Kane continuing to occupy the
Bit
Monty,
slow so
Monty,
far for
the
Blacklisted.
rock, the mountain.
Everybody
that
other than the Monty
leads
is on the
the
roof.
Blacklisted attack forward, potentially.
Okay.
And taking
Twitch has
this
dropped.
map, but it's Thrive that looks to take themselves into overtime. And this
This
is the
top
point
floor
where
hold
they
is
can't
like,
let up.
it's
They
going to
can't
be
get
hard to
scared.
challenge. Again,
They
you
can't
don't have an
try
Ash.
and not do anything.
They're just going to
It's
hit
Kane
horizontal.
paired with the smoke,
They're going to hit
sliding
horizontal
gap
and
into
try
defense,
to
try take the site relatively early.
deny
Let Thrive,
top
if they
floor
can
just
spot
by
this,
playing the
if they can
windows and by playing
defend
Nomad
this,
and
they could
Gridlock.
shut down this push from Blacklisted.
You can deny this
Well,
by
right
going
now they're just
below,
keeping
certainly,
Thrive
right?
at bay. And right now, just I think
If you
this is
have
the best
intel in
chance we've
sight,
seen
you
from
could
Thrive in a
potentially
while.
go bottom floor and
Blacklisted
try to
are not
C4 this.
being
I don't know if they
aggressive.
have the angle for
Not-
it. If they have
okay, I
the
thought
the
they
intel
stuck
for it,
with the
or if they
shield
have like the
there.
rotate
That
through
was
freezer.
weird,
They
sorry
probably
about that,
don't, but like Skunky
nonetheless,
could do
they're
it.
not, being aggressive. They're not showing that confidence that they had to just take swings like we saw in previous
Otherwise,
rounds.
horizontal
Sure,
C4s
they're
are
taking
still
space,
still an
but they're
option.
not doing
You're
anything
probably
with that
not going to
space,
be able
and
to
not
deny
only
this from
that, they don't have
above, just
top
because
floor
of like the
control as well.
positions
They're
that they've
just
taken
dedicating
and the
themselves
Nomad
right
being
to
played by
pushing in
Glowmoji.
towards the red side of the map.
Ooh.
And right now,
I like that
it's not
impact.
going very
Are they
much.
trying to
They're
go
not having to work
reading?
with.
I'm
They don't
interested
have
in.
anything going their way. Not only that, but Moses.
Are they
is
faking with the
continuing to
Monty
play
and
aggressive. He's
Fireplace,
taking
and
up a
then they're
forward
going to plant
position to try
reading?
and deny
I think that's what they're
walk-ins.
doing.
There's one definitely coming potentially from Pillars. A lot of players from Blacklisted over by Pillar. Glowmoji with the
Oh my
overhead,
god,
another one
Glowmoji
from
is
Glowmoji.
frying people.
Everything going
Oh
Blacklisted's way.
no.
They're just gonna run right in.
Oh
towards
no, it
Ball
ends with a
Skunky left all
Glowmoji
alone. He's
3K.
dead to Thomas. Map number 1. It's
The
a
worst possible
round comeback
timeline.
for Blacklisted. They started down
Oh,
1-5.
that's tragic.
They take map 1 of Cafe. and we set our sights towards Oregon.
Talk about a stressful game on your mental. Thrive starting up 5-1, losing after that 6 rounds in a row. On a night like this is probably Blacklisted's best chance, their best opportunity to find Thrive at their lowest, and Thrive going in the second map, it's gonna be a tough one. They're gonna need to find something because right now they don't have a whole lot. Couldn't even get a whole round, but before that, we're going to take a quick little break. We'll be back just shortly on what potentially could be our final map of Oregon.
Fat, I'm literally ending stream right now, bro. Fat, I'm ending stream as we speak. I'm literally searching for the song to end stream. I just watched Glow Emoji get a 3K. It's like midnight. You want me to stay up? My camera's broken. It's like fucking 35 degrees in my apartment, bro. Stay up, you got the raid. Alright, chat, I'll make you a deal. I will not stay up. But I'll be live tomorrow. How about that? How about that? I'll be live tomorrow. And I will raid the official stream. Because I don't think there's any actual co-streams going on after Fett goes to bed. Okay? Listen, Fett viewers. Join the Discord. It's a great fucking place. Oh, I'll close the prediction too. Congratulations to those that believed in Blacklisted. Uplink game is nearly over. I'll raid Uplink. Have a good night, chat. Thank you again, Fett, for the raid. Thank you for everybody who jumped on in. I'll send you right on over to the official stream. We'll be live tomorrow with the final day of Swiss for Element 3. I hope to see you all there. Have a good night, chat. Don't say goodnight part-timer. I've been live for 7.5 hours. What the fuck? I'm gonna ban that guy.